guilty of crime.
And we're back. What is up, everybody? I'm your host, Jay with Guilty of Crime. How's everybody doing today? Guys, I'm excited. But I'm using that excitement and channeling it for good, okay? I'm going to channel it for good. I'm going to tell you right now, we're talking about Jenn Soto 2.0. Now, I don't care what y'all think. If you're new here and you think this is ridiculous, the evil potato, that's what women are going to get that don't protect their children. All right. So this is like this is literally what I do best, is covering a case like this where I ask you, did Eve Rogers' mom exploit her death? Now, I couldn't even put it in there, her death and her grape, but the internet, guys, the internet is furious as the shocking video surfaces. 911 calls, body cam, and Eve's mom. You guys are going to go along with me. We're going to use this, whatever feeling you have, for good and get justice for Eve. Now, not only that, I do want to shine the spotlight heavily on today, Eve Rogers' mother. All right. Eve Rogers' mother's going to have a message from Jay from Guilty of Crime. And hopefully you guys will be compelled to see what I'm seeing as well as we're here. All right. So hopefully we get justice for Eve Rogers. And, here's the thing, guys. DCFS and law enforcement are shutting down this case and saying there doesn't need to be any further investigation. But when I tell you and show you about Melanie, Eve Rogers' mother, when I show you and I tell you, I have a feeling you're going to be feeling the exact same way about Jenn Soto, the potato too. Jenn Soto, the potato too, arms just fell off right in front of y'all. So, happy, what day are we in? Tuesday? I don't even know. Happy Tuesday. There's another potato. We got plenty of potatoes to go around. And there's a lot on the internet because these moms just aren't taking care of their children. So we're going to shine a spotlight today on that. Clar, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. Beautiful J, mods, and crime crew. Thank you. You guys, do me a favor when you come on in, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you can. Let me say hi to you guys and then we'll get rolling. This is part 2. Right, I did put the video of part 1 in the description, as well as any other fair use videos. Good to see you, Cheeky. Saucy's in the house. Lady for Justice. Sadie's mama, big hug. I was going to message you and I didn't see you first in chat. Hey, Edith, how's it going? Mama Pearl's in the house. Is she related to Seth Rogers? That's a good question. We're going to go over who, what, when, where, why, how, and what the hell they're doing about this. All right. Good to see all you. Kim Wells, thank you for being here. Mystic Artistry North, how you doing? Trotter Daughter, Midnight Lace. Now, guys, the reason I say that I work best on cases like this, I work best on cases where victims or family members of victims or people that have suffered a loss in the community that are not necessarily connected to little Eve Rogers. But it gets even worse. They're not connected to Eve Rogers, but they're part of the community where Eve Rogers came from, and people that know that her mom has fully exploited her. Again, I'm going to keep it anonymous because there are several names and several people on the internet that are furious, and you will be too. All right. So somebody multiple people reached out. I'm going to read you the email of what went down, and then everything that they say, I've got a link to show you and back up what they're alleging and what we see, right? So I'm going to tell you not only the story, a recap of what happened to Eve Rogers just a week before her death, guys. She was in a store at 2:00 in the morning stealing an energy drink. All right. I mean, this is just potato 2.0. Okay. This is not good. But instead of bringing sadness to this heavy case, because it is heavy, this little girl had 3 different DNAs on her in areas that they shouldn't be. One confirming a male. She lived in the house with a bunch of boys and a stepdad that's in custody right now for graping her and abusing her. Okay. So let's harness that energy and shine a light on her mother that not only did not protect her, but exploited her when she was alive, and is still continuing to exploit her now. Now, it's easy when you see a monster like this guy, it's easy to understand and be like, fuck this guy, and excuse my language, but fuck this guy. 39 years old, pedo, we should have known it. We saw him. We go back now and see his videos and how he acts and who he is, and we're like, okay, I can get down. Yeah, I could see that guy being that. Let's lock him up forever. But then you get emails from people that are in the community and they know the family, and they're connecting the dots, may not know the family, but be in the community. And wood chipper is not good enough, Midnight Lace, for a mother like Melanie Federline. Okay. I'm going to get into telling you why. The whole video today is centered on, did she exploit her daughter to death? And this is in my opinion only. You guys can base the opinions on what I show you today. All right. I heard about that. Someone said a hobosexual. I was like, what is that? What's up, Elvin Summer Moon? How you doing? Good to see you. Arting with Lynn from Vermont. You guys know how we do. I try to come in hot with what we're doing because that's heavy on my mind, and I forget to say hello sometimes. But I'm going to go through the whole thing. Don't worry, Sister Karen. I'm not going to leave you hanging. This is another Madeline Soto case, aka Jenn Soto 2.0. Eve was only 12 years old. Okay? Only 12 years old. That's it. That's all. So maybe, you know what I'll do first? I think the best coverage sometimes is to just come in and show you what I'm talking about. Video shows a 12-year-old little girl from Enfield, Connecticut. Her name is Eve Rogers. When DCF got involved 1 week prior to her death. Okay, I'm going to pop that on, and then I'm going to just start going about DCF and how they're closing the case and what Eve's mom did and didn't do. All right. There's more did than didn't. That's what I'm going to say to that. All right. Absolutely. Lady for Justice, there's no way, no how you're going to tell me this mother didn't know. When I show you the evidence, you're going to say, Jay, why is she not locked up? This is actually worse than Jenn Soto. All right. And I say worse because literally it's worse. Her mom was supposed to be intuitive. Her mom was supposed to be connected. They followed the 111 angel numbers and 333. For 333, you could get a membership. What's that membership for, lady? Are you exploiting your daughter and your children? You're going to use angel numbers to do that and let your husband grape your daughter? Okay. We see you. What's up, Allie? Good to see you. How you doing? Got the Red Bull today. I am a private detective. You should know that. All right. Let's get to it. Listen, you guys are not going to be happy with this. And the name of my episode is not clickbait when I say the internet is furious as this video surfaces. Okay. So, trigger warning to everybody. Topic of today, mom exploits her. You guys make the decision. I'm going to hop in with this. Before I do anything, I'm just going to hop in with this video and show you the video that's enraging. And there's so much more of it that was released. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Staying on top of this disturbing case out of Enfield, that's where a 12-year-old girl...
12-year-old girl. By the way, guys, and thank you. I don't normally like to say that, but I don't normally like to, once I get into the case, you guys know we have a goal in chat. Goals, gifted memberships, membership gifting, getting that all helps the channel. So I say that to say any way that you can help the channel, any kind of super sticker, any kind of super chat helps. This did not get monetized last time, and it probably won't get monetized again because it is terrible. The most terrible of acts. Think about Melanie Soto and then think about this little girl, Eve. The only difference is she's forever 12 and Maddie had just turned 13. All right. So thank you, Arting with Lynn. Allie says those sarcastic gestures are on point, Jay. Those are straight up. I should just be an emoji. You guys should just take screenshots of me and put it out there for the emojis. All right, Mary Beth, I want to hear what you got to say. Just got here, lived 20 minutes from Enfield, Connecticut. The minute I heard about it, I thought of Jenn Soto. Thank you for covering this. Well, let me tell you something, Mary Beth. You're not the only one that lives close to Enfield, Connecticut, or in Enfield that has reached out to me and said, you got to look at this, Jay. You got to take a look at this. This mom is not innocent. She did not know. As a matter of fact, she had explicitly exploited little Eve Rogers. This is just classic Red Bull. It's the one that you just get, they didn't have before they had flavors. Yep. Right up there with Melanie Soto and Athena. And that was a hard one. That Athena case with the FedEx driver. Terrible. All right, let's hop into it, guys. 12-year-old little girl. This is the video that's surfacing, and there's much more.
Was found dead in her home over a month ago. Police...
Hold on.
Disturbing case out of Enfield. That's where a 12-year-old girl was found dead in her home over a month ago. Police arrested her stepfather on sexual assault charges, but the girl's cause of death is still unknown.
Here's what we do know. DCF got involved with the girl's family just 1 week before she died. That's after she snuck out of the house and went to a gas station in the middle of the night. NBC Connecticut's Melissa Cooney is joining us live outside that gas station in Enfield with the new information on the case. Melissa.
Now, remember, there's a part 1 in the description. So if you have a ton of questions about the base of this case, please go back to part 1, because today we are shining a spotlight on Melanie Federline. That is Eve Rogers' mother, aka Jenn Soto 2.0. And I assure you, this is not any kind of clickbait or to piss you off. It's legit. What it says in the title, except I have to put a question mark because you guys can decide, did she exploit her to death? All right, after I present the evidence, then you can tell me.
Hey guys, we're getting more information here and there about what happened in the days leading up to this 12-year-old girl's death. This is a timeline with the video and the audio that we have so far. The 12-year-old girl first seen in this surveillance video at 1:24 a.m. sitting down on the edge of this gas station property on Elm Street. She then gets up and walks into the mobile station. She's holding a tablet. She's wandering around the store and takes what police believe to be an energy drink.
And I hope you guys realize this is little Eve Rogers a week before her death around 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay? Keep that in mind. We have much more coming, much more body cam. We have a 911 call, but they only give us partial of the 911 call because what do I tell you guys about the 911 calls? What do I always tell you? People that are guilty and know things don't typically call 911. And when they do, they give it away. And it's a piece of evidence that can be used against them. All right. So they're not even giving the whole thing, but you got to hear it. Thank you for the second super chat to the go. Choo choo. Thank you, Claw. I appreciate you. Yeah, you guys, just because the goal says $5 per super chat, whatever helps. I only do that because the shipping. Oh, by the way, guy, Lady for Justice, and I owe somebody else a book. I should be getting my books in the next couple days. I'll send them out to you. Those things cost like $15 to ship, and they're $20 per piece. So I'm not doing it because I'm being greedy. I assure you, I just want to keep giving to the community and leveling out, so to speak. So thank you. I appreciate you guys. Exactly, Lady for Justice. Let's go. Are you infuriated? Are you furious? Are you part of the internet that's mad? Well, you should be.
Puts it in her pocket. 2 minutes later, she runs out of the mobile. From the incident report NBC Connecticut first obtained, we know the police were called for an alleged larceny 1 hour later and found her an 8-minute walk away from the mobile. She told police she was out because she just wanted to have fun. Police brought her home where her mother told police she had never done anything like this before. After contacting DCF, police closed their case. DCF told us they've been investigating this incident. NBC Connecticut obtained the 911 call the girl's mother made when she found the girl unresponsive on the floor of her bedroom 1 week later. We are choosing not to play the majority of the call due to its sensitive nature. We can tell you the mother was audibly upset and told the operator she couldn't understand how this was possible.
Now, again, keep in mind her mother, which I'm going to go in depth with showing you, is Melanie Federline. And the only reason that in my mind she's not a victim is because multiple people in a community messaged me about her guilt. Now, they were backing her up until she did these things that you're going to see that are infuriating. Once you see that, then you guys let me know what you think. All right. She's the one that called 911. And again, I'm going to do a recap. You're going to get the whole deal here. All right. But let's shine a spotlight on her mother, Melanie Federline.
And didn't know what happened. At one point, you hear noise in the background.
Who else is there with you? Is there somebody else that you want me to? I have my 17-year-old son and my husband.
Over 2 weeks later, the girl's stepfather, Anthony Federline, who was in the background of that call, was arrested for sexual assault and risk of injury charges. Search warrants indicate police were looking into murder charges against Federline, but that has not been brought forth at this point. And in the 1 month since that 12-year-old girl was found dead, police have been back multiple times executing search warrants for the 17-year-old brother's cell phone, a tablet, and a laptop. DCF says they're also investigating still as well. For now, we're live in Enfield, Melissa Cooney, NBC Connecticut News.
All right. Now we're gonna use that energy for, let me show you who the mom is so I can read the article about DCFS and the things that are happening. All right. So take a look. We looked at Melanie Federline the very first time. All right. The very first episode we looked at her. I didn't think a thing. I thought she was a victim. All right. And I treated her like any other victim. Now, this is all alleged, in my opinion, based on what I'm going to show you today. And yes, trigger warning. All right. So let me start with this before I get to that so I can tell you the statement. Eve's mother, Melanie Federline, gave a statement. She says, now that we have had a minute to gather my thoughts, I feel like I need to say some things clearly. I've seen people trying to connect Evie being homeschooled to the idea that school systems failed her. That is not true. The Enfield Public Schools showed up for her in every way that they could. Homeschooling was not a result of failure. It was a decision made for her individual needs. Now, Enfield Public Schools have been nothing short of incredible. They showed up for her when she was there, and they continued to show up for her other children in ways that truly matter. And homeschooling did not fail her. Now, mind you, not only is she homeschooled, guys, but they classify her as autistic. Okay. Two big telltales, right? Madeline Soto, she was autistic, right? She had some kind of mental thing, right? Mental health, right? So here we go again, homeschooling. She says, I don't, and thank you so much, Holly. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for being here, my friend. All right, so look, she continues on. Homeschooling didn't fail her. I do not want her story to be turned into something it wasn't. Well, guess what, Melanie Federline? We will tell the story, and we're going to tell it in the way and show the evidence that you exploited your own daughter, and no way that you didn't know what your husband and maybe the other children were doing. She says, and I agree, she was the most incredible human I've ever known. She loved deeply. She cared about the world in a way that was almost too big to carry. She felt everything. She hated seeing people divided, fighting, pushing each other into boxes, forcing beliefs onto each other. She lived that fully, unapologetically. And she encouraged everyone else to do the same. At her core, she just wanted people to be happy, to feel loved, and to be free. And those of who have shown up for us, who have supported us, helped carry the weight of this, and reminded how much goodness still exists in the world. Thank you. It matters more than you can ever fully express. Now, those people that she speaks of are now thinking twice, okay? There's multiple people in the community that were backing her, and now they're not, okay? So this is Melanie Federline, and I'm going to read the message to you. Let me just show you. Let me add this back up and show you people that were supporting her, and the community that she had is gone. It's gone because they reached out to me and said she fooled us all, in my opinion. All right. And I'll show you one by one what she did. So look, this is Melanie Federline. This is Eve's mom. That's Eve. And that's all the people in the family that she lives with. I'm sure not full time, but 17-year-old brother, stepdad, and mom. Now, mind you, there were 3 DNA samples found on her that weren't hers. One at least confirmed to be a male, confirmed to be her stepfather. Okay. So this is her mom. She did not protect and do, in my opinion, what she should have done. And she's got a ton of pictures with this monster. Now, I haven't heard her say anything right off the bat that says he didn't do it. I love him. But I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that statement. But as we continue, this is Eve's mom, Melanie, with the alleged rapist and murderer. Okay. And before this, mom was using her daughter on a YouTube channel to exploit, as well as her donation money on GoFundMe. Guys, they took the link down because they scammed GoFundMe like Madeline Soto's mom allegedly did. Okay. A lot of links taken down mysteriously by the mom, removed. All right. So that is her mom, and that is the guy that's arrested, Anthony Federline. And you're going to see him throughout, but this is her mother. This is the mom that should have protected her, Melanie. Okay. This is little Melanie. Melanie, and I don't know, is that a younger version, or I don't know if it's a younger version of her or a sister. I didn't dig that deep into the images. I just got this today. So let me just show you a couple more pictures. May this little girl rest in peace. She is forever 12. But I want to show you her mom that backs the monster. Her husband is the one that was running that channel with her. Remember that I told you about the Grounded Fire Sanctuary YouTube channel where they exploit 111 222 333 memberships? Well, guess what, guys? Come to find out that Eve Rogers' mom, Melanie, is the one that was exploiting people using her daughter and using the 333 angel numbers. Guys, she's so intuitive that she couldn't even tell that her daughter was being raped on a regular basis. Sorry for the harsh words, but I can't tone it down sometimes. All right. I'll try, but it's hard. Okay. Beautiful little angel. May Eve rest in peace. The man that is accused of this hasn't even been charged with murder yet. right? And this is the man right here. Stay home and save lives is what her mom, Melanie, says, right? That's Melanie, and that's Anthony, the one that's been arrested for the, I'll show you the charges because it's not murder just yet, all right? I'm trying to find a couple more pictures. And I mean, now that I look at it in this light, he looks evil AF, all right? Evil AF, in my opinion. And she's there for it. All these kids in the house. She didn't know what was going on. She's so intuitive, but she didn't know this guy was doing what he did. Okay. All right. We'll listen to that. And here, it's Jenn Soto 2.0 because Jenn Soto was always allegedly on drugs and conked out and only cared about her pills. Well, Melanie wasn't. Melanie was intuitive and she could tell your future. And she even was so intuitive, and so was little Eve, that she put her on her YouTube channel. And there's one that she didn't delete. All right. So I'm going to put that up there because it's disgusting. Let me read this email to you and I'll go back and forth. Okay. I'm going to leave that on because that is Melanie and that is Anthony. Anthony Federline is behind bars right now for first-degree assault, risk of an injury to a minor. DNA evidence linked Federline to the victim. His DNA was inside of her. Okay. 39 years old from Enfield, Connecticut. He's a school bus driver and the stepfather and husband of Melanie Federline. All right. Hi, Jay. Becca here. I never say anything in chat, but I must say, what's wrong with these mothers? It makes me so sad for the beautiful children. And that's why I'm here. And I think that's why people reach out to me about evil, nasty potato mothers. All right. Because they know that I've covered the Melanie Soto case with integrity and it to the point where we want to hashtag arrest Jenn Soto. Okay. Oh, you're going to know this story right now, and you can go back to part 1 if you need to. But I'm going to put up her mom again. Let's remove that. There's Melanie with Anthony, who is now behind bars. And let me tell you what email I got from people in her community that, guys, were backing her. And I say, look at that statement. She says, thank you to everybody that cared and loved and backed and bought, da-da-da-da. All right. It means nothing. It means nothing. It means zero zilch. And I'll tell you why. All right. Check this out. I'm going to read you this, what I put together. I got an email and I had already covered this case. So I guess that they assumed, multiple people assumed that I wanted to, I don't know, do another episode, or just maybe I wanted to know. All right. Listen, there is some information on the Eve Rogers case that YouTube channels are not aware of, largely regarding the character of her mother, Melanie Federline. That's her. That's who's behind jails. That's Anthony, and that's Melanie. All right, they're reaching out to me. Okay, everybody that reached out says, I want my contact information and my name to be confidential. No problem. You just tell me what you want to say, what information you want me to look up. I'll fact check and we'll do this. All right. In the fall of 2025, on the Grounded Fire YouTube channel, Melanie began asking her subscribers for donations. She asked for them to be sent directly to her to help her local warming center. Now, at that time, she stated that when the fundraising campaign was complete, she'd do a video showing her making the donation. There was never a video, and there's never any record of any donations made by Melanie or Grounded Fire. Now, I'm going to show you the page, and then I'm going to bring, as we go, I'm going to show you each thing, because I wouldn't have put this episode together if I would have not fact-checked everything and made sure that everything was as it should be. Okay? So I just told you, Melanie Federline, her character is much different than what she says it is. People are noticing it, and they're no longer backing her. All right? Melanie is running not only the Grounded Fire, there's 2 different pages she's running. There's Grounded Fire Sanctuary YouTube. And then there is a web page, which I haven't got to the web page because we haven't got there yet. So on the Grounded Fire YouTube channel, it was actually Melanie that put this together. And it was Melanie that asked for the different prices, right? You go to the home page, you got Grounded Fire, and you got Reiki. Oh, there you go. There's
let's not make promises I don't know if I can keep yet.
There you go.
So tonight is a special night because not only do we have my wonderful wife here, she's going to participate.
They see me a lot.
But tonight is going to be kind of like a free-for-all in a way when it comes to our gifts.
Now, of course, we're not going to watch this whole thing. I just want you to see her and him together, how they interact, and understand that this momster is the one that made this channel to help people heal, to gather funds, to donate. She didn't do any of that. And even more so, she failed her daughter. So there's all of her Grounded Fire Sanctuary BS link tree. And I found the website right there. They do private Reiki, I guess. That's how you say it. Right? They've got memberships. The memberships are 111-222-333. Well, come to find out, she was the one that set those all up. I thought it was him. No, it was her. All right. So you see, she's very intuitive. She can read tarots and do chakras and Reiki and live energy work. Oh my goodness. Can you believe that? Yet she didn't know that was happening to her daughter in the house with this guy. And I see the kids in here quite a few times. It's interesting how they use their kids when they need to. I saw one of the kids in the clip, but maybe they came in at the end. They have 6 children.
Too good to be true, because then you might psych yourself out or somehow sabotage it. You don't want to do that.
Oh no, you're sabotaging yourself, and so is her mother. All right, so just take a look at this. All right, I'm going to keep this up for a second while I continue. Now, this was 2025. Right, I'm not even talking about the death and the raping of Eve Rogers, okay? Because I'm talking about fall of 2025, Grounded Fire YouTube channel, Melanie began asking subscribers for donations to help with the warming center, and she allegedly took them and never donated a thing. Okay, that's like here nor there. A lot of YouTubers get caught doing that shit, and they don't get caught exploiting their 12-year-old daughter and giving her away or selling her to a step parent, okay? So that didn't happen. The crime didn't even happen until, May 18th? Again, I covered it in the first episode, so I'm trying to get back to my old notes. Eve Rogers, age 12, was found unresponsive in her bedroom on March 18th of 2026. The investigator observed lividity, rigor mortis, and blood fluids from her nose, and the body was naked from the waist down with a blanket covering the lower half. The investigator noted unusual circumstances, and he halted further examination pending the forensic work. Okay. The investigators then stated they had probable cause to seek evidence related to murder, first-degree sexual assault, and risk of an injury to a minor. And the warrant was central to Anthony Federline, Eve's stepfather. All right. Arrests and charges came. April 2nd came. He had court. He had $1 million bond, no formal murder charges, but he's held on bond and he's not getting out. Anthony Federline's 39 years old from Enfield, Connecticut, and his DNA matched the link of material that was inside his 12-year-old stepdaughter, Eve Rogers. Right? And she's the one that was found dead in their family home on March 8, 2026. Her mom's the one that called 911. So we talked about that. Now, I'm going to go back to the email. So 2026, she's unresponsive, allegedly, according to her mom. She calls 911. They find her dead. fluids coming out, blood, and she's naked from the waist down. All right. Now, here's the thing. This is before that her mom's scamming money on YouTube. Then you search Grounded Fire Live, and they have a Grounded Fire Shadow and Soul Revolution, which is her main channel. Now, guys, on the main channel, when you pull that up, let me show you what happens there. Let's take a look together at the main channel. And this is a recurring theory, guys. This is a recurring incident, okay? I know. This is absolutely not just a pedosexual deviant, but this is her mom, Eve Rogers, exploiting her death. I haven't even got to the part yet of her mom taking down old posts of exploiting her daughter with her husband involved and scamming GoFundMe for her daughter's funeral, etc., etc. Yes, and yes. So we're going to see video unavailable quite a bit. Now, listen, I was going to show you that video because they posted the video talking about their daughter. When I say their daughter, I'm talking about these people again. Let me pull this back up. Talking about their daughter like if they just loved her a whole bunch. Them. All right. So that video is gone. And now it actually says this isn't a regular live stream, which is weird because we just saw one that says this isn't a regular live stream. Well, he did it again. We just wanted to come on and be with you and talk about Evie. This is what they said. The two people you see. There's no structure, no performance, no expectations. Just a space to sit together, share, remember, and feel whatever is here. If you've been part of this community, you already know it's more than a channel. It's a place where we show up as we are. And right now, this is where we are. You're welcome to just listen, to share memories, to send love, or sit quietly with us. Thank you for being here with us. It means more than we can put in words. Guys, this is after her death. This is Anthony and Melanie Federline after her death. A week after she was caught stealing an energy drink, she was found dead. And this is them, okay? The channel that I just showed you that no longer existed. That's what comes up when I find that. Her mom made a video with that monster and asked for money and asked for donations and asked for GoFundMes. Now, the GoFundMe is now gone. It was set up for Eve's death by a friend of Melanie's that Melanie persisted her to do. Now, the request came up within a few hours of Melanie discovering Eve's dead body. The GoFundMe was originally set for $4,000, but no. Melanie requests the amount be increased to $10,000. Okay? Now, it will be the same place that Jenn Soto's GoFundMe is. Nowhere. All right? It's down. She took the money and she ran, and she did so with this man. She literally did this stream with this man and collected money. Remember, he didn't get arrested that day. Okay? He didn't get arrested that day. So, thank you for being here with us, is what she said. Let's put a GoFundMe, all right? And we'll put it in someone else's name and we'll make it look like. So people start donating like crazy. Now listen, again, mimicking Jenn Soto and Maddie Soto. Almost all of the costs to fund the funeral were covered. They were donated. There was next to no cost for Eve's funeral. And guess what, guys? They cremated her right away. Eve's funeral, cremation, flowers, etc. The funds were still deposited into a personal bank account by Melanie. How you guys feeling so far? How you feeling so far? Oh, we're getting there. Don't worry. We're getting there. It's all coming out. Everything's coming out. This just happened. So, I mean, you see what you see there, right? They literally don't have assault. They don't have a murder charge yet. And we don't know the definition of everything. She's 12. There's no autopsy available, but I'll give you what I have as we get there. Okay. Right now, we're looking at Eve Rogers' mom, Melanie Federline, married to Anthony Federline. Did she exploit her death? Now, I'm asking you that question to tell you that she did all of this. And I fact checked everything, okay? So don't worry. I did that with my girl Tiff. Thank you, my girl Tiff. Everything was covered, but her mom took the money anyway. Now, guys, you guys know almost all true crime channels mention websites and memberships, obviously. Well, guess what? Melanie was the person who created the website and the memberships using angel numbers as membership fees. 111, 222, 333, chronicling her journey at the cost of only $10 a month. But wait, there's more. She was profiting from Eve's rape and possible murder. Guys, that's deplorable, especially when you back a person like this and then you find this out. Okay, so I'm going to move this over and then I'm going to show you that while I continue. I'm still reading an email that I had to patch together as I fact checked. Okay, so here's their website. We had YouTube channel and then we have a website all put together by Melanie Federline. Now, if anyone wants if anyone in the Melanie campaign wants to come in and tell me something different, if you're a friend of Melanie or you're Melanie and you want to just check me and say, you know what, you're wrong, then bring it. Let's go. Let's fact check that, okay? Let's bring it and let's fact check that. I'm here for it. Now, it's not even letting me go on to the 111. I think they might have stopped it. But there's Melanie and there's Anthony. Oh, no, I haven't even got there yet, Linda. Now, I just pulled up the website. She used this website to profit from Eve's death and graping. Okay? Now, shortly after Eve's death, Melanie and Anthony went live on the Grounded Fire channel to talk about Eve. Now, during the live, which is now deleted, as you guys know, Melanie repeatedly assured her community, listen, guys, that Eve died peacefully in her sleep, but that her main focus was to ask people to please donate to GoFundMe. Guys, Anthony spoke very little during that live, but he was on that live. Okay? So he spoke very little, but he was on it. The accused rapist that has DNA shown and murder was on that video on their YouTube channel asking people for money for her. And they said she died peacefully in her sleep, quietly, peacefully. I'm telling you, you can't make this up. I couldn't make up a story like this if I tried. All right, now I'm going to put this on the screen and I'm going to finish my story. Guys, this is Melanie. And this is Eve. This is her mom that exploited her in life and in death, in my opinion. Okay? She has her on the channel, and she's so appreciative of your tips. And she wants GoFundMe because her daughter died peacefully. Okay? And she assured her users, but guess what? That video's gone, removed, and Anthony's been arrested. Now, these people did all the donations and backed them. The community was all for her, but they started to reveal cracks. And along with several other channels that were created, guys, in 3 months leading up to Eve's death, those were removed from the channel after Anthony was arrested. And Melanie's playing poor me. I'm the victim. Now, last time, okay, I'm not even going to really get into this, but the community says that Melanie is maintaining that Anthony is innocent and he never touched Eve. She also maintains that police are lying and not telling the truth. Melanie wasn't raped, abused, murdered, none of that. She died peacefully in her sleep like little 12-year-old daughters do. Now, I'm going to say anonymous group says we all feel manipulated and deceived by Melanie. It's my hope that this information will shine a light on Melanie and the type of person that she is. All right. So then I go on to a different response, and I'm talking to these people in chat or whatever message. And Melanie emptied the whole GoFundMe daily. Although it was suspended for a short time, the speculation was that it was investigated due to complaints from donors. I do know for a fact that at least one donor requested a refund. Now, I don't know that much about the night that Eve left the house, is what these people are telling me, but we're going to get into that with the body cam footage, and I'm going to show you more the night that little Eve left the house to go get steal an energy drink. Now, Melanie only said that Eve went. Listen, guys, listen what she said. This is what she's telling her people that are donating to her, and she's stealing their money. She told them that Eve just went for a midnight stroll. She went for a midnight stroll. You know how 12-year-olds just go for a midnight stroll? And she was brought home by the police. Now, I'm going to show you other evidence that, what she's saying is a big fat lie. Now, during one of the live streams, she did say, oh, yeah, it was just a midnight stroll, and the police came on. Nah, guys, it was a whole thing. It was at one point that she told her subscribers that Eve would be evaluated for bipolar as a disorder, and that she's autistic and something's wrong with her. She's not normal. But there's never any indication prior to this all coming out. All right. Now, I've got the link to go to Melanie and Eve doing tarot readings. This is going to give you a better idea of Eve's cognitive level, number one, and her mom, Melanie's interactions with her daughter and what she knows as well. So look out for, we're not going to watch the whole video, obviously, because boy, do I have a story to tell you about today. But we're going to look at Eve and we're going to look at Melanie. Now, there was a man that sent quite a large sum of money to the channel to have little Eve read for him. He made her increasingly uneasy, okay, in this video right here. So her mom exploited after she died, and then she exploited her before she died on this channel. And she lied to the whole community. So they're pissed. All right, let's continue. Now we're going to get into watching things.
Yeah, the premiere from the other channel open. That's why, and it
Pay attention,
redirected right to
guys.
here. That's fun. It works. So,
all right, Eve on the right, that is our victim. All right, that is Eve Rogers, 12 years old, never made it past. Investigators have a probable cause for first-degree SA, murder, and risk of injury. We do not know what her death was just yet, but she was found in her room behind a locked door. They said they had to get a butter knife to get in, on the floor, covered by a blanket, naked from the waist down with pills on the floor. I think they were trying to make it look like an overdose. Okay. Now, the investigator noted very unusual circumstances and halted further examination and took a sexual assault kit that matched Anthony Federline's DNA. Okay. So April 9th and 10th, court documents have been released, and we see the lividity, rigor mortis, blood fluids coming out of her nose, and really, really unusual circumstances that couldn't have happened by herself. All right. They also seized, and I say they, law enforcement, came with a search warrant, and they seized items including a tablet, a laptop, a journal, pills, Hello Kitty bedding, swabbing, and something called My Safety Plan. What in the hell is that? What do you mean, My Safety Plan? Now, Melanie also told police that Eve had sexual conversations online, and she was blaming that on Roblox and Discord. Yeah. Eve is out there on Discord having sexual conversations and sneaking out for energy drinks. She's a bad child. Now, the affidavit states police evidence of murder will be found on seized devices. And, guys, the autopsy findings, and I hate to say this, guys, I'm going to give you a trigger warning. and then I'm going to let you listen to this for a bit. Okay? Autopsy findings, they found signs of vaginal penetration 1 to 3 days before death. Police are also extracting data from her 17-year-old, I believe 17-year-old stepbrother and his cell phone, because there were 3 DNA matches. There were 3 different DNAs inside of her. So they seized Eve's Amazon tablet and a 17-year-old male's cell phone that lived in the house. Okay? And yeah, there was vaginal penetration, and that's what ultimately led to the arrest of Anthony Federline. And then I'm going to show you yesterday, DCF closes the investigation into Eve leaving the house and Melanie. Okay, here we go.
Hi, Jane.
If you guys do watch the video premieres on our regular Grounded Fire channel, they redirect into each other. So there's 2 a day. One's at on live nights, they're at 5:20, 5:40, and the last one redirects you right to the live. So it's like a Grounded Fire evening marathon. And normal nights where there is no live, they just redirect one into the other. So if you watch them, you just hang around and it'll go right through. Anyways, I have my special guest here tonight. She was bored and I was like, why don't you come hang out with me? I have a live tonight. I am not feeling very good. So I thought it's perfect because she can talk.
I'm not feeling very good. Let me exploit my daughter some more and let some man on the other side of the internet pay a very large fee to get a reading by my daughter. And no, I'm not intuitive enough to know that she's being raped by my her stepdad and possibly a brother and maybe even one other person. But I can tell you how to heal, and I can do energy matches and I can heal you.
My grass is orange.
Now pay attention. She's gonna talk. Pay attention to her cognitive level. They say she has autism. They say she's bipolar. They say a lot of terrible things about her, and they use homeschool as an excuse.
Through the camera, they do. We're gonna last as
Come on.
out.
Let's see, does she? Come on, Eve.
Clear the bowl out.
I didn't get to look at this before. This came quick, guys.
It's fine. Can't now, Jane. Not the right.
Come on.
There's Otto. I don't want to right now, honey. He always tries to get to me. He starts with her, then he tries to get to me. Don't look at me. The game.
Let's play hide and seek. Dad.
Not that game.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, where'd I hide the cards?
Puppy.
You started it.
She says, let's see. Now, her cognitive level sounded different until she said, just kidding. Okay? We need to take this lady's vapes away and everything else. Okay? There's
I
little
got a
Eve.
donation from Azzy.
I know. Poor kid must be suffering.
Okay, it's her now.
Came down here.
He's got fur.
Yeah,
You don't have fur.
true. My
Come
pink is my fur. My pink hoodie's my fur.
Poor little thing. 12 years old, guys.
What's your question, Az? Are you typing? Are you thinking? Always pretty white. That's kind of what this feels.
I want to get
Very
her.
gratefully.
She said, I whip my hair back and forth. That's a song, by the way. I whip my hair back and forth.
Hi, Paula.
You hear how she reads a little bit? You hear her cognitive level?
Yeah, I do feel like leaving here is
Well,
the right answer.
Mom, imagine.
And then it gets better. Holy Christ, doesn't Jesus. Yahtzee.
All right, Mom, you put it in perspective. You're around baby guilty all the time. Baby guilty's 11. This little girl's 12. Okay. put that into perspective on little girl level. And remember, they deleted the video with the evil stepdad, the evil potato mom, and Eve, and them asking for donations after her death, even though they're the ones that committed the crime allegedly. All right?
Because I feel
I don't care about you.
for however long it takes to get another job.
So she can tell people how to get another job and heal their energy, but she can't tell that her 12-year-old's being raped on a regular basis? Come on.
Yeah. In Connecticut, I think we get like
Or
a
the
lot of snow
mountains.
in like winters, but in other states.
See, Jane's in Michigan. She had snow already.
Oh no,
Depends on your elevation.
I don't like snow.
I would say that where we are, there's years where we didn't get snow until February or January, and years where it
All right,
also
lady.
judgment.
It's judgment on you. All right, I can't. I'm going to pull this down for a minute. I just want you to understand what we're talking about today and her mom's culpability, etc. Okay? Her mom, in my opinion, and the opinion of the community, used her daughter in life and in death to exploit her and get money. Thank you. And what's up, Indy-ish? I'm good to see you, my friend. You can hear the delay. The mom is guilty AF, and she pulled it all down. She pulled it all down. Now, let me tell you what's happening now. All right? You guys aren't going to like this either. All right. So DCF closes the investigation into Eve leaving home without permission before her death. All right. Today is May 12th, 2026. May 11th, 2026 at 8:18 a.m. This came out yesterday. Officials with the Connecticut Department of Children and Families said on Monday that they are closing their investigation into the 12-year-old Eve Rogers leaving her home without permission a week before her death on Elm Street, by the way. All right. March 11th, authorities saw Rogers down Elm Street in the early morning hours and stopped to speak with her. Now, she had no problem admitting what she was doing. All right. And we're going to see the body cam. It just came out. All right. That's why I say hashtag arrest Jenn Soto, hashtag arrest Melanie Federline. All right. All right. Let me continue this. So Anthony's locked up and the mom continues on grifting money and stealing. But a week prior to her death, Eve went to the store and stole a Monster Energy drink from a mobile gas station down the street, and an officer gave her a courtesy ride home. Now, when the officer spoke with the girl's mom, Melanie, she said Rogers had autism and she had never left the house without communicating with her parents before. The mom also told the officer that Roger was homeschooled and that she worked from home. Now, guys, I want to tell you, she was hesitant. She was very hesitant about telling law enforcement what she did for work. She would not name the channel. She did not say anything further. She wanted nobody in her community to know what really happened. All right. So DCF later confirmed it was investigating the Rogers case after learning about her leaving home without permission. Now, since DCF said they spoke with all the household members and other sources regarding the allegations and they're closed, the investigation into the specific incident, DCF remains involved with the family and coordinated law enforcement surrounding the criminal investigation into Rogers' death. All right. I want to see if I can get past this thing here. I was hoping to, but I have other videos. Okay. So DCF Peter Yazbek shared the following statement on News 8, and he says, "We remain sensitive to the emotional and psychological impact of Eve's tragic death on her family, friends, and all those who knew her." All right, so her mom's already getting sympathy here. Loving it, getting the money for it, etc. All right, I'm going to try to see if I can.
Weather Center, hope you're doing well.
Let me load this. Let me see if I can. All right, I don't want to read this whole long thing today because I feel like my voice is already like depleted. All right, let's take a look at this. We're going to pull it up here. All right, DCF is closing the case, guys. And the mom is a victim. Didn't you know?
Interaction between 12-year-old Eve Rogers and police just a week before the Enfield girl was found dead at home.
And your reporter Owen Kingsley is live with what exactly the video is revealing in this case. Owen.
Well, guys, there's a couple of key moments in the more than 20 minutes of video. It's blurred and muted at times, but what we do see is a police officer bringing Eve Rogers back home and speaking with her mother, who seemed confused and said that she had never snuck out of their home before.
Confused.
A theft call in the middle of the night, hardly a unique call for Enfield officers to get. But this one on March 11th was anything but ordinary. The suspect, a 12-year-old girl, who a clerk said had taken an energy drink from a gas station around 2:38 in the morning. This video shows that girl, Eve Rogers, walking alone down the dark street. She tells the officer she was bored and stole the drink. On a phone call with another officer, you can hear his concern growing.
I got to talk to the parents because there's more to it.
He then brings Eve home, where the front door is left open. Eve's mom comes out surprised and confused that her daughter snuck out and stole a drink. The video of their conversation is heavily blurred.
So she already admitted to stealing it. It doesn't seem like it's going to be the biggest deal. I just have to figure out what the gas station wants to do. There's an officer out there speaking to them, but more so trying to just understand the situation from the parental point of view of things.
Now, I wish we could see the mom, right? I wish we could see her, but yeah, they say in and on her is what they say. Now, they are trying to identify them, guys. They don't even have a cause of death just yet. Okay, I'm looking at it and it's still undetermined. Now, don't worry, we're going to talk about it. I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I know there's a lot of questions. And if you didn't watch part one, then you're probably even more like, Jay, what the hell are you talking about? Well, Melanie Federline kept the GoFundMe money, the t-shirt money, and the money she raised for the warming center. There's no record of her channel donating. Now, I say, in my opinion, for you, Crazy Jane, because you're not the only one that says that. The entire community that backed Melanie originally are the people that are messaging me saying you need to expose her mom. She tricked us. She fooled us. She stole money. She donated. She got donations and didn't do anything except pocket them. Okay? And P, I was late in a news case for me. Drops jaw. All right, let's continue.
I don't know. She's never done anything like this.
Okay.
She's not allowed out in the middle of the night.
The mom tells the officer her daughter has autism. The officer pays for the stolen drink, and the store declines to press charges. DCF officials told Eyewitness News they were aware of Eve leaving her home alone. A week later, Eve was found dead inside her bedroom. Her stepfather, Anthony Federline, has been charged with sexually assaulting her, and warrants for his arrest show police were looking for evidence of a murder inside the home. Eve's cause of death is still pending.
Thank you, Fox.
DCF is working with law enforcement on the investigation into Eve's death.
That's even clearer for me. Thank you, Foxy. Foxy said, my safe plan is a contract between therapists and their client when they're feeling like self-deleting. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I believe in this case that they tried to make it look like she self-deleted. Okay? They left pills around her. They allegedly locked the door so they couldn't get in. And her mom goes and tells the police, yeah, she's been talking sexual on Roblox and Discord, trying to blame it on other people. And I'm going to say this to you guys. That monster, Anthony Federline, was there and he was questioned and they asked him for DNA and he started getting angry. He was hitting things. He was punching things. He was angry. He said, you're rubbing salt in a wound. That's my daughter. I love her. Well, guess what? Your daughter that you loved, your DNA was found inside of her, buddy. Yes, autistic kids are notorious for leaving or walking out. We always had a loud alarm. But listen, Jungle Mom, her mom didn't bring that up until all of this came out. All right? How can we can't protect these kids when their moms aren't protecting them? Yeah, so exactly. Exactly. I don't think they thought they were going to test the DNA, Cuff You. I really don't. because they were very confident out there collecting money on their channel.
Her stepfather, he's due back in court next month. The reporter live in Enfield, I'm Owen Kingsley, Channel 3.
This case infuriates me, guys. And you know this is very parallel with Melanie Soto. Now, I want to come back to this real quick and show you these bullshit, and excuse my language, memberships that Melanie had set up, right? She's the one that came up with these. I didn't know that. I thought it was Anthony. Either way, they're both frauds. They're both criminals, in my opinion. Magician's Apprentice, only for $22.22 a month. You guys can dive deeper into Mysterious with the Magician's Apprentice. 333, just a bunch of bullshit. $10 a month, in my own words. You can access her private blog post as she writes this chapter of her life in the real time. These people are scam artists, grapists, murderers. All right. I just wanted to show you that so you can see. Now I'm going to bring this up so you can see the affidavit and the warrant document. It could just be all in one shot, so I don't have to spend 2 hours catching you guys up, because I want to shine a spotlight on her mother today. All right.
The case of 12-year-old Eve Rogers, and let me tell you, they are absolutely sickening. Now, this is the girl from Enfield, Connecticut, who was found deceased in her bedroom floor on March 18th by her mother. She said that Eve had gone to bed at about 10 o'clock the night before. Everything was fine. And then the next morning at around 10 o'clock, her mom went to her room to try to wake her up, but the door was locked. And her mom said that wasn't unusual, that she had a tendency of locking her door. So her mom was saying her name, knocking on it, but getting no response. So eventually she used a butter knife, broke inside, and then found her deceased in her bedroom floor. She was originally laying on her stomach, but her mom rolled her over, saw her face, and immediately knew that she was gone. She went to go get her husband. They tried to do CPR, and then they called 911. What had been released so far regarding the actual investigation is that she was unclothed from the waist down and covered up with a blanket. They said there were 2 pills on the floor and then one on her desk. They think that one was an aspirin. They said that her laptop was open and playing YouTube videos, and then there was a tablet on her bed. Police removed the blanket that had been covered.
Tell me that's not a setup. Tell me that's not another nasty potato. And guys, we still got the little potatoes inside of the chat. All right, I haven't even looked at who and what, so I apologize. Holly was the last, and then I didn't. Sorry, Holly, thank you. I saw that one, and then I wanted to thank So Much Corruption. What is this world coming to? This is crazy. We have to expose these people. We have the opportunity, and I have the platform to do so. So, guys, you know what to do. When you want to get something done, or you want an outlet, or you want a voice, please do email me, guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com, and we will pick up these cases as long as I can verify what you're saying, right? I'm not gonna come after her mom if I can't find information to show that, I have to verify things, and I verified things. Exactly. Let's continue.
Bring up, and they immediately noticed signs that she possibly was SA'd, so they decided to do an SA kit. And they found her stepfather's DNA, Anthony Federline, and he ended up getting arrested and charged with first-degree SA and risk of an injury to a child. This is him, so you can put a face with a name. And oddly, he ran this YouTube page that was all about spiritual healing and energy and meditation and stuff. Anyway, like I said, police documents have come out that give more details about the signs of SA they were referring to. I'm going to move out of the way. This is just page 1. And you'll see here that in addition to the SA and the first degree and risk of injury to a child, there's murder right there. Now, he hasn't been charged with that yet. The autopsy is still pending. Here's page 2. I'll move out of the way so you can screenshot and read it. This is just stuff that I already went over. Here's page 3. You'll notice number 7. It says, investigator Dye removed the blanket that was over the deceased's lower half, and we found that she was naked from the waist down. The deceased had both of her knees splayed out, exposing her vagina and rectum area.
Again, trigger warning. These cases are hard. It hits hard, and I hope not to have nightmares tonight. Yeah, we're not doing trauma, or we don't do that here. If somebody's coming in and talking trash on a video like this, kick them out all the way. Don't let them come back. They took DNA samples, yes, and they're waiting for it back. They had to go back and get a sample, Shannon K. Yes, and yes. And I promise you, I'm not going to leave you hanging with this because we're going to go deeper into this. All right. I can almost guarantee Melanie Federline is watching this, and I hope so. Melanie, if you're watching this or anybody on the Melanie Federline team, reach out to me. Reach out to me and tell me why you didn't do that. Tell me why you're innocent. Tell me why your husband didn't do that, because you're telling the whole world that he didn't do that while you're asking for money and then deleting stuff. And your community has you pegged. Okay. So you're busted. You're a fraud.
Rectum had appeared to be enlarged/dilated, which investigator Dye agreed was unusual in her experience. Investigator Dye lifted her shirt and discovered that her bra was pulled down, exposing her breasts. Based on the suspicious circumstances involved in this investigation, investigator Dye stopped her examination of the deceased. That part made me feel physically sick. Like, God only knows what that little girl endured. Anyway, here's the next one, page 6. And page 7 lists out all of the items they seized. And her mom, Melanie, says that she had no idea any of that was going on.
All right. Her mom had no idea all that was going on. Make that make sense. Now, listen, Krista, they did an autopsy prior to, so they did get the DNA that they needed. However, it seems like moms that want to cover things up get their daughters cremated, doesn't it? Yes. All right, let's do this. Let's come back. I'm going to show you some quick body cam and what the surrounding neighbors are saying. And then I'm going to fill you in on all the pieces that you're asking for. All right, just take a look at this real quick.
Field police. It's body cam video of a 12-year-old girl stopped by police just a week before she was.
Now I have 27 minutes of this. I'm not going to do it right now because you guys you weren't prepared for it and you didn't get to watch part 1 prior to. All right. So I will do another episode.
Was found dead in her home on Elm Street. We're talking about Eve
Elm
Rogers.
Street.
News 8's Bob Wilson has the very latest now in the investigation.
New Enfield police body cam video. It's 2:00 in the morning. Police pick up 12-year-old Eve Rogers on Elm Street for allegedly stealing a Monster energy drink seen in her hand from a gas station. He brings her home.
It's a Monster that she took, and then I saw her running like towards Elm and Summer, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And she's like, I don't know, I'm bored. Why are you out? She was like, I don't know, I'm bored. I just wanted to get out of the house, and I took this. Is that why you're talking to me? And I'm like, yeah.
The police officer recognizes she has cognitive disabilities and was concerned she was wandering the streets by herself. 1 week later, Eve Rogers was found dead by her mother on the bedroom floor. Police say she was
Now, I wanted you to see the crime scene, the Connecticut State Police and the crime. I guess I don't know what I've never seen them do that. That's pretty cool that they have the major crime unit go into the house in this manner. Now, have I not paid attention, or is this something new? It looks pretty new to me, but I think they're doing a very thorough investigation of this house and the items collected. Again, if you go to episode 1, I share the affidavit and the search warrant with you, but not in this episode. This is part 2.
Room floor. Police say she was unresponsive, bleeding from the nose, and there were white pills next to her. An autopsy turns up signs of sexual assault, and police arrest her stepfather, 39-year-old Anthony Federline, for alleged sexual assault and risk of injury to a minor. He was immediately terminated as a school bus driver for the town of Enfield.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to the parents, and I'll give you 8 in a few minutes if that's all right.
That night, she was returned home safely, and police questioned her mother.
My boss called. They're more concerned about the parenting.
Now, guys, I really can't wait to do a follow-up episode because I have 27 minutes of body cam footage where her mom's talking. All right, I'll see what I could do today, but I want to fill you in on this, as well as no worries, Sister Karen 777. I'm going to gift a membership when I get into the next. If anyone else wants to help with the goal by gifting a membership, match me. All right, if not, I'm still going to do it anyway. Hopefully Sister Karen gets one, or Robini. The son had the blue pills on a plate in his room. What does that do? Blue pills are typically oxy. They're blue little pills, round, are typically oxy. It depends on the shape of them. All right. So maybe they were doing oxy. Maybe it was the brother that ultimately took her life. We don't know yet. They're testing. All right.
Like the parent aspect of it, if there's a cognitive impairment type of thing and she's getting out of the house. She's never done that. I'm not accusing it. You know what I mean? I know. I just checked.
This is the most unexpected thing ever.
Body cam video shows the police officer paying for the Monster Energy drink and the manager of the gas station not wanting to press charges.
Mind you, this was 1 week before they found her dead in her room.
But concerned about the 12-year-old going down the wrong path.
I don't want any criminal thing coming toward her for that. Like I just need her to understand, like, you don't do this. This isn't how you act.
We've been talking to people here in Enfield about this. They're very upset about this. They say it's shocking. We talked to one man who lived just up the street from her on the same street. He said he's surprised by all this, but you never know who your neighbors are and what they're doing.
You never know who you're living next to. You never know. That I'm pretty sure that was a bus driver, right? I work for Enfield Public Schools, so the fact that that was one of our drivers is just baffling to me.
Yep.
It's disgusting, honestly.
Police say they felt so bad for the 12-year-old who was wandering out here by herself that they paid for the energy drink, and the manager did not want to press any charges. He said he just wants to make sure she doesn't go down a wrong path, and the investigation continues. In Enfield, Bob Wilson, News 8.
We are staying on top.
The community was more, I don't even know, attentive to what happened than her own mom. All right. So what I'm going to do, I just gifted a membership. If you receive that membership, please let me know, because I want to know who's back in the crime crew. Now we're going to take a look at this case where we can actually talk about it and I can interact with you guys. All right. She's laughing. I'd be terrified if my little girl snuck out at that time. And this is the craziest thing and most unexpected thing ever. Oh, but it's expected that she's in a room watching videos and talking sexual to boys online with pills next to her. That's okay? No, I don't think so. I think that the people that sent me this message that wanted a spotlight shined on Melanie were absolutely correct. All right. I think they nailed this. All right, let's get to this. I do want to do the body cam with the 27 minutes, but I got to give context to this. All right. And again, some of it's going to be a little redundant, but those people that just came in, you'll want to listen to this.
Shocking new video in the case of the 12-year-old girl found dead in her home. Her stepfather is now facing horrific allegations of assault in connection to what happened to 12-year-old Eve Rogers.
We just got a call for your daughter stealing at 100 Elm gas station. And then she's out running across the street.
What we know about the investigation into how this young girl died and who could be charged with her murder. We're on.
You know what? I didn't even listen to see if her mom could be charged because I was so elevated and mad about her mom, or seeing the article that said DCF is closing the case. All right. These guys were nicer to her, the cop and the cashier, than her stepfather and her mother. Her mom, in my opinion, exploited her daughter when she was alive and when she died. Just right at that very minute. She did not care. She went straight to making money. And then she deleted stuff hoping that nobody would dig shit up on her, because guess what? If you delete it, we can't talk about it, right? Wrong. All right, let's continue. I know it enrages me too. Thank you so much, Corruption, for the Guilty of Crime membership. If you receive that from So Much Corruption, please thank them. All right, let's go. Guys, you guys know how I feel about this already.
In the case presented by Law and Crime, I'm Chris. Cam video of police in Enfield, Connecticut, approaching 12-year-old Eve on the street a week before her death on March 11th. The video was first obtained by WVIT television in Connecticut. The audio is redacted of what the officer says when he approaches Rogers, who is out on the street in the cold, and it's roughly 1:30 in the morning. Police say they got a call about an alleged larceny at a gas station on the same street where Eve lived. The clerk claimed a girl came in, took an energy drink, didn't pay, and ran off. This is surveillance video from that store per WTNH. Now, in the body cam video, you can see the girl, identified as Rogers, is holding what appears to be an energy drink in her hand. Now, before I show you the part of the body cam video where police go to Eve's home and they speak to her mom, I want to remind you of the difficult details of this story that are key in this investigation. Now, Eve lived with her mom, her step.
And you guys should be pissed and angry. And I'm sorry that I have to bring this to you, but it was brought to me through the community literally yesterday, and I had to verify everything and have my girl Tiff help me put it together because I couldn't do this all by myself, right? Thank you. You're welcome, Shannon. Thank you to so much corruption. All right. So I was only brought aware of this yesterday. Normally I don't react that quickly to somebody's email, but I had to in this case because it's Jenn Soto 2.0, guys. This is the exact same thing that Jenn Soto did, but it's even worse. Her mom's what, psychic and helps you heal? But then what? What's up, Kathy? Good to see you. How you feeling, my friend? I read your emails. Are you okay? You doing better? All right, let's continue.
Dad and at least one other sibling, a 17-year-old brother, in a home in Enfield, Connecticut, which is a small city. It's near the Massachusetts border. Eve's mom told police that Eve was on the autism spectrum and she was homeschooled. We'll have more on that in a moment. Now, this is what dispatchers said at 10:30 in the morning.
I know.
On March 18th.
Dispatch next medic Thompsonville, hot response to Elm Street nearest Crossville Spring Garden for a 12-year-old female unresponsive, not breathing.
According to the arrest warrant that we have on this case, when police got to the family's home, they were met by Eve's mom. She allegedly said that Eve never sleeps past 10 o'clock in the morning. She's typically a light sleeper, but on the morning of the 18th, her daughter didn't get up and she became worried. She says she used a butter knife to open the door, and that's when she found Eve on the floor face down.
I absolutely, in my opinion, think this is all staged. I think they locked that door from the other side, made that up, put the pills by her after they found that she was dead, or not found she was dead, after she was killed by either Anthony or something that was happening in that home. All right. Ali says, how can you not protect your child? I'm a hawk. Well, you were with me for the whole Melanie Soto case, right? I mean, I covered that for what? I've covered it for the entirety of my YouTube career, the Melanie Soto case, and you guys see how pissed I get. And I think that's why people knew that if they sent this to me and they asked me to put a spotlight on Melanie, that I would. All right. Again, 12 years old, this little girl will never be 13. The mom is a psychic and she can see her future. A jail cell. Well, I hope so. Look at that. So much corruption came in hot with 5 guilty of crime memberships. Thank you. If you received a membership, please thank them. Let's continue.
Be advised, the 12-year-old was found face down with some blood, believed coming out of the mouth, and she is autistic.
Police say next to Eve, they found 2 pills. One was red or pink, and the other was clear with the white powder inside. Then, on Eve's desk, they say they found a white pill, and that looked like aspirin. Now, I will warn you, the next part of this story, it is not easy to talk about. It is graphic. Police say as they investigated further, they noticed that Eve had a blanket around her waist. And when they removed the blanket, they said that she was naked. Police say they noticed what could be potential signs of sexual assault. Police then did a sexual assault kit on Eve's body. And that kit showed a, quote, mixture of 3 DNA contributors, with at least one of them being male. Police have not said whether more arrests are possible in this case, but this is the point of the story where we need to talk about Eve's stepfather, a man named Anthony Federline.
Hello, Grounded Fire, Soul family, and friends. Welcome to another Grounded in Mercy Reiki healing session. For those that don't know, my name is Anthony.
We found what appears to be Federline's YouTube channel that he runs as someone who claims to be a spiritual healer. He also runs a website, and on that website, he sells memberships that go for as much as $33.
Now, again, the people that reached out to me told me that he did that because Melanie's the one that set him up with those, and the one that was the major grifting person, the major one to scam, the major one to, the minute they found her dead, ask the community for money, have one of her friends set up a GoFundMe, take that money, take the donations for her daughter's funeral, and even before that, she was a scam artist. Who cares about any of that? We care about what happened to Eve Rogers in that house and why her mom exploited her when she was alive and now that she's dead. Now, guys, I put up my email there, guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. if you have any information about this case or about her mom, Melanie Federline, or anything to connect this in my next episode, please message me. If you're a person that was in the community that did message me and you want to respond to this or whatever, please do. I want you guys to give me your feedback also. Like, subscribe, and please share this video so we can put the spotlight on Melanie Federline. I do not want her walking around like that. Okay. And yes, he's a straight up pedo. I can accept that. I can accept him being a pedo, but it's hard to accept the fact that her own mom co-signed to this. Her own mom was so psychic and so involved that she didn't know any of this was happening, right? Does anybody believe her? What's up, Robin? Good to see you. All right, let's continue. This makes me so mad.
$33 a month, where he promises, quote, "You'll soar on wings of transformation and divine connection." Federline also reportedly worked as a public school bus driver in Connecticut, specifically employed by a third-party company for the last 6 months, according to WVIT. And that company says that Federline was properly vetted for the job.
Late last night, members of this agency arrested Mr. Anthony Federline of 176 Elm Street here in Enfield under the authority of a state of Connecticut arrest warrant charging him with sexual assault in the first degree and risk of injury to a minor. Mr. Federline is being held on a $1 million court-set bond, and absent making that bond, will be presented in court in Hartford on Monday morning. The circumstances of the arrest and those charges do flow generally from this department's investigation of the death of an individual that occurred a couple of weeks ago, back in March, at this same location.
Newly unsealed search warrants say that police are now investigating Federline for potential murder charges. But as of right now, he is not facing.
Guys, I don't know what the cause of her death was, but it's obviously not super apparent. All right. It's not super apparent. Her mom told the whole community that she died peacefully. And then you look here. All right. Now, her dying peacefully is what her mom told the community and collected from. But before we continue, let me show you this. Here's her obituary. Her mom was putting out for more donations and more BS. Okay. Eve Rogers, picture of her. This is her obituary. This was the funeral home, chapels, and cremation services. People donated all of this, and her mom had a payday. All right. Now, I don't know if her mom wrote this, but they talked about Eve Elizabeth Rogers, age 12, passed away on March 18th, 2026. She was born on August 31st of 2013. In her 12 years, she brought a depth of love, awareness, and spirit that many never reach in a lifetime. All right. A bunch of just BS. Now, we say a huge prayer that she gets the justice she deserves, but this is BS. All of this. They should take all of these people's name off of here. Look at this. It says Eve was beloved daughter of Melanie Federline and Anthony Federline. Anthony Federline is now being accused of murder, rape, and assault, and who knows what else. All right. They need to take all of these people off. Now, the biological daughter of Robert Rogers, I don't know where he is. We might have looked into him. We did find his Facebook, but I don't know if I'll have time for that today. I just want you to see that they need to take this down. They need to take her off of there, and they need to get any donations away from the mom. Now, last time I was on here, I said I'm always hesitant about putting GoFundMe's up until they're vetted. And this was not vetted, obviously. It was a quick cash grab, not a peaceful death.
Facing that charge. The search warrants that we have also show that police have taken electronics like tablets and cell phones out of the home, and they have also taken bedding, towels, sheets, clothing, pillows, and other items that will be processed at a crime lab.
It's going to be a 12-year-old, so I'm going to give her a courtesy ride back home and talk to mom and dad if you just want to go to home.
So let's get back to this body cam video. And again, this takes place a week before Eve Rogers was found dead. And in the video, the officer picks Eve up on the...
And again, I have 27 minutes of this stuff, but I need to have a context first. Kel, thank you so much for the 6 guilty of crime memberships that you gifted. Guys, if you received the membership, please thank Kel and so much corruption. Anybody else, right? We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. All right, let's continue. Yeah, Kel and Cuffy. You guys, I don't know if I introduced all them, but we've got mods here. We've got more new mods. So if you're new here, let's welcome the mods to the channel. We got Mama Pearl, we got Kel, we got Cuffy. Those are the new ones, right? Of course, we still got all the other mods that you know and we love. All right, let's continue.
The street. She's by herself in the middle of the night, and then he drives her home.
All right. Mom? Hello?
Yep.
Police department.
Thank you, my girl Tiff.
Can you come back upstairs? Hello? Police department. All right.
Federline was reportedly home the night that police brought Eve back to her house in the middle of the night. And in this body cam video, the officer speaks mostly with Eve's mom. The video is heavily redacted, but you can hear the conversation that they have.
Again, this is like one of the cases that we've been covering where everything's redacted, but you can hear. All right, it's not very long, but you do want to hear and shine the spotlight on Melanie Federline. All right, I can't believe they put out that obituary calling her parents loving and naming the monster that allegedly did this. I would get that taken down if I could.
So it's gonna be a while. So I'm gonna give you guys a rundown really quick. We just got a call for your daughter stealing at 100 Elm, the gas station, and then she's out running across the street. No idea what she's doing.
Me neither. Why were you not even in the house?
Because bored.
Oh, you're now, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go grab a couple photos and I'm gonna talk to her in front of you guys. If you guys give me a second to talk to her. She already admitted to stealing it. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be the biggest deal. I just have to figure out what that gas station wants to do. There's an officer out there speaking to them, but more so trying to just understand the situation from the parental point of view of things.
I don't know.
From the mom's point of view, I don't know. She didn't. I mean, now she's gonna victim blame. Now that you see her in this light, we're not going to unsee her in this light. And hopefully she has a lot to say online. Hopefully she has something to say about this. Let's see if she has anything to say about this.
She's never done anything like this.
Okay.
She's not allowed out in the middle of the night. She's never left the house in the middle of the night or during the day.
Oh, yeah?
Anybody knowing.
Okay. Do you have a license on you by chance? Is it downstairs or? Sorry to wake you up, but
it's fine. No problem.
What school do you go to?
She's homeschooled.
Roger's mom says that her daughter has never done this before and also says that her daughter is on the autism spectrum. The next
guys, red flags everywhere. Throw your red flags up in chat. All right. One love, Callie. Good to see you. It's been a little while. All right.
Part of the conversation, though, is interesting. The officer is just trying to get information, it seems, on Eve's mom and ask what she does for work, but it doesn't seem like Eve's mom wants to answer that question.
And what do you do for work?
I work from home.
You work from home? These are all the questions I have to fill out a form for if it comes to it. What kind of company do you like? What do you do?
I run my own website.
Okay.
It's like life coaching.
Now, we did find that she is associated with the website that Federline allegedly runs, the self-help website that promises tarot card readings and stuff like that. So maybe just in that situation, she's awoken in the middle of the night and she just doesn't want to say the name of the company. I just thought it was an interesting moment of that conversation.
Oh, no, it was very calculated, my friends, for her not to say where she worked for and what she was doing. I assure you, she did not want that out. And she knew that before this was going to come out and everything was going to be released, that she would hop on that GoFundMe and hop on her channel and get her and Anthony to cry and say, we miss our daughter and she died peacefully and please donate to us. Damn. I wish I knew this lady in person.
Does she have any cognitive impairment?
She's autistic.
She is?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Anything else? No. All right. I still have to read her the juvenile rights and things because I just need to hear from her. But a couple things. Clean cut. The other officer just paid for the drink, and the store is like understanding for once. So they're just gonna. Obviously, this still has to be documented on a case and everything. But he paid for the drink. They're not going to trespass her. They're not going to press charges against her or anything.
Now, it is important to remember, as
how bad would they have felt if they pressed charges against her and a week later they found her like that, right? This mom isn't nominated for an Emmy, just the worst bitch. And she's doing this. She's whispering. She's keeping this low-level tone. There's no kind of anything, but you know it's full of shit.
You're watching this, all of this is taking place a week before Eve Rogers was found dead.
This is the most unexpected thing ever for her, because she's usually like a strict rule follower, kind of autistic. So like ever.
She's very sweet. Like when I saw her, she came running up to me and said, "You're talking to me because I took this, right?" I'm like, kinda.
So this is the most like unexpected for her.
Okay.
So no, this is not a normal thing. She's
I
don't even know what to think with that right now.
Okay. All right.
On the day that police responded to Eve's home when she was found dead, before Federline was arrested, it's also important to talk about how police say Federline was allegedly acting. There's an arrest warrant.
Oh, I'm so glad that he acted like this, because he gave himself away. All right. They knew something was wrong. They knew something was wrong, and they went straight to it, especially when the medical examiner saw her. All right. All right, let's continue. Gina Ghost. Interesting. Gina's Ghost. Hello there. A cat smoking. The Chucky doll. Got to get a Crypt Keeper doll. I got a few Crypt Keeper dolls, dark scale creatures. I bet we should share some stuff. All right. Host. Damn it. Thank you. Appreciate you. Let's continue.
That we have that says when police got on scene, Federline was allegedly overcome with emotions and he appeared angry. He would allegedly not speak with police because he, quote, asked for space because he wanted to break things. Then when it came time to give a DNA sample, he did consent. But police say he was upset about having to do it because, quote, it felt like it was putting salt in the wound, he allegedly said. Then on April 2nd, the results of the kits returned. This is a couple weeks after Eve Rogers' death. And police say those kits allegedly showed Federline was a match to one of the DNA samples that they collected on the day that Eve was found dead. Now, right now, Federline is charged with first-degree sexual assault and risk of injury to a minor. Eve Rogers' mom, she told CT Insider that she was not aware of what her husband is now accused of doing to her daughter. She is not facing charges in connection to her daughter's death. Join us now to talk about the latest in the case involving Eve Rogers is Lindsay McCall.
This is maddening. And thank you guys for being here. There's 136 people in chat. This is not the hot topic of the day or the week, but this needs to be out there, guys. And yes, Maggie, this is another Jenn Soto 2.0. Like literally, if you just got started on this, you should go back and watch. Not only that, you should watch part 1 as well. Dark scale creatures. I want to have a whole conversation with you about it. Are you going to be in Vegas? Damn it. I can talk to you about that for hours. Damn you. Emily, been working like crazy. Happy late Mother's Day to all the moms. Well, thank you for saying that. And we're going to say an unhappy Mother's Day to this mom, Eve's mother, Melanie Federline. She put out this statement just moments after her daughter was found dead, along with her piece of trash her husband that allegedly did this. All right. Cash grab. Now, those people that were supporting her no longer support her. All right. The community is seeing through her and they're not happy, guys. They're not happy at all. Yeah. You think? Oh my goodness. I have crystal shows I have to do here. Man, that's too bad. You should email me. We should talk. All right. Let's continue.
Long retired police officer. Always great to have you here on Law and Crime. You watch this body cam video and it seems very routine, seems like just the type of situation as an officer you may come upon. And there's no way, at least to our understanding at this point, that this officer would have known what was going to happen a week later in this case. So it's important to watch it knowing that. But what stood out to you when you just watched this interaction? I know a lot was redacted, especially involving Eve, but especially with the mom. What did you see?
Just kind of listening to her. She sounded surprised for the most part that her daughter had left the house.
She sounded surprised about her leaving the house, but everything else she's denying. I want you guys to realize that. I'm enjoying an avocado. Well, I love avocados. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for sharing. All right. All of her kids were taken away except the 17-year-old. 2 of her older boys are out on their own. Well, guys, I hope that law enforcement sees through this ruse, because she is supporting her husband, Anthony Federline, and saying that there's no way he didn't do any of that. She would have known. There were no signs. It was YouTube. It was Discord. It was Roblox. I'll email you then. I love horror movies. I just got another Sam doll. Oh, you're speaking my language, Dark Scale. Keep speaking my language. Did you see his ridiculous videos? Oh my goodness. Let me show you. You know, when you pop up in here saying something like that, Scud missiles, I'm going to come back with this, right? I'm going to come back with this. Look at this. Yeah.
Not everybody that comes into your life you're meant to love unconditionally. Some of them are meant to teach you something. It's like the universe throwing somebody that resembles a lot of maybe an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend. Maybe you guys broke up. It was a bad breakup because, the compatibility.
Did you feel like your daughter was in that? Your stepdaughter was in that category, buddy? Because I want you to know that these guys are just a bunch of effing frauds. A free Reiki healing session. Wow.
Hello, Grounded Fire, Soul family and friends.
This is bullshit.
Welcome to another Grounded in Mercy Reiki
piss you
healing
off?
session. For those that don't know, my name is Anthony. I am honored to be able to do this for you all.
Piece of trash.
As I believe everyone deserves a release of any variance of heaviness.
I showed the channel. I just wanted to bring that up since you came into chat. And also Golden Hen, thank you so much for the 1999 super chat. Regrettably, it needs to be addressed. It's astonishing yet prevalent in our society. Expose this family up on social media. So difficult and challenging for you, Jay, but so important to discuss. Absolutely. It is hard to discuss, and I'll have to shake it off when I'm done, because I don't like talking about all this stuff. It kind of gets in, it sits there, right? But it's okay. I'll shake it off. I don't think we're going to be covering this anywhere near what we had to in the Melanie Soto case, but we do want to make sure that we keep her name out there and we let people know who Melanie Federline really is.
But I think I would be a little bit more upset.
Right?
It's 2 a.m. And considering that I know later with the officer speaking to the mom, he did ask if she had any mental impairment, and we do find out that she's autistic. So I think for me, just as a parent, I think I just would have been a little bit more excited or like upset about her being out at 2 a.m. But the mom seemed to be concerned, but
you got to remember, she told them on her YouTube channel that her daughter just took a midnight stroll. She took the gravity off of the entire situation and said, yeah, she's autistic and she's homeschooled, so she just took a midnight stroll. That's all it was. All right. Her mom was literally whispering at those cops. This is off topic, but do we know the what? All right, let's continue.
I don't know. For me, I just would have wanted a little bit more emotion and just from the mom.
And you look at this, and there's no way we could have known what was going to happen a week later. So it is like, looking at it through this lens, and a lot of it is redacted. But in these situations where it does seem like a pretty typical call that you might deal with, what are you looking for when you go into a house and you're kind of not only just having that interaction with her, but you're kind of looking around, because it is like, even if she just snuck out and everybody was sleeping, and she's 12 years old and is able to make it to this gas station down the street, like, it is pretty uncommon for a 12-year-old to be out at that time of night.
Yeah. I mean, when you see something like that, that does stand out. Is this a child that?
And I wonder if she was trying to get the attention. Why would a 12-year-old go at 2 o'clock in the morning and steal an energy drink? Now, she didn't try to hide it, guys. She walked right into the store, opened the door, grabbed the energy drink, and put it in her front pouch and walked out. All right. Again, I don't know if it was to get their attention, and maybe she just wasn't able to speak about it, but something's up with that. Crazy Jane says, I can tell something really bad that Melanie told someone after Eve's tragic death, but I don't think it would be allowed on YouTube. Well, it would be. It's allowed on YouTube. Tell me about it. I want to know. We need to expose her, and I'll look into it. Whatever you guys tell me, I'm going to look into it, of course.
Has behavioral problems. Has, like, you know, like he asked, has this happened before? You know, is she constantly, has she run away? Does she sneak out? Is there anybody in the neighborhood that she hangs out with or anything like that? So those are kind of the things that you're asking. And then you want to know about the family dynamic. What's going on at home? Does she have a good relationship with her parents? And also what's going on at school? You know, if whatever information the officer can get from.
Well, there is no school, and so we can't tell. Yes, justice for Eve. And potato number 1 is just off the grid. I don't think anything can happen unless they can connect the dots with Stephen Stearns. And I don't know what's happening with that, because they're certainly not going to let me know. Hashtag justice for Eve. We did everything we could in the Melanie Soto case to get all eyes on Jenn Soto. So I don't know. This is Jenn Soto 2.0.
The parents regarding, is she getting, you know, she getting suspended? Is she getting detentions? What kind of behavioral issues are we having at home? Because this seemed unusual, like the mom said, for her to be out at 2 a.m. because she's 12 years old and
autistic.
Nobody knew she had left the house. And so it sounds like maybe there was no alarm or anything like that. But she just popped out of the house and went on to the store. She knew where she was going. She didn't seem like she was scared on the video.
Nope.
She seemed like she was just kind of shopping, just kind of hanging out in the store until obviously she took the drink. But yeah, I mean, the officer is looking at the condition of the home also. You know, how are the parents acting while interacting with the officer, and who else lives in the home as well? Are there any other adults in the home? Are there any other children in the home?
Now, can you imagine the worst actor award goes to Anthony Federline? They're asking him for a DNA test and about what happened that night, and he says he's about to break shit. He's so angry. Okay. She said, Eve, I again, victim blaming. So Melanie's mom said that Eve took her sex toy, and that's why Anthony's DNA was found inside of her. And maybe Melanie's DNA might also be found inside of her. Nobody believes her. Now, thank you for bringing that to my attention, Crazy Jane. That is allowed on YouTube, and it's very relevant to this case because they found 3 DNA profiles inside and around the area that they shouldn't. As well as, if you missed it earlier, they talked about her rectum being pulled out in a way that's not typical for a 12-year-old. So vaginal and rectal swabs showed several DNA profiles, all right? 1 being a male for sure, possibly other 2 female DNAs. So that's relevant. That's very relevant. This is not like shit talking because we have 3 DNA profiles coming from inside and around the areas. Yes. I mean, you guys were here in the Melanie Soto case. This is not a far stretch from it. It's not off topic whatsoever. It's terrible, but it's happening.
And all of that can kind of point you in a specific direction. Is the house a mess? You know, does the child seem to be a little afraid of?
How did she even know where that was
in the house as they're coming around? So even looking at body language, the officer can note all of that in their interaction.
At the time we're recording this, we don't know the cause of death as of yet for Eve Rogers.
They might even find her DNA inside and around her because, guys, we've been here together on this platform for months and months and over a year with Jenn Soto, and we speculated at some point that maybe Jenn Soto might have been having threesomes with Maddie and anybody else that she peddled Melanie Soto to. All right, so yeah, it absolutely is more than her just defending her pedo man. Maybe she was part of the sex acts. Notice how most of the pictures show I do know that. And they did that. They did that in the Sebastian case and in the Maddie case initially. That's not how she looked at the time of death at all. And thank you, One Love Callie. It sucks. And we don't want to hear it. And YouTube doesn't want to hear this. And it's not going to get monetized, but we can certainly share the video so people know what's happening. I know. Thank you for sharing that with me, Crazy Jane. As much as I didn't want to hear about that, I do want to hear about that. All right, let's continue.
Her stepfather, Anthony Federline, is just facing some terrible allegations of sexual abuse. And when you look at where we are in this investigation, we don't know Eve's cause of death, but there is a search warrant that's out there, and he has not been charged with murder.
And I told you guys, not only the community, but the internet is furious about the new video that's surfacing and the involvement with her mother. Okay, so did Eve Rogers' mom exploit her death? The internet is furious as shocking video surfaces. Okay, that's what our topic is today. I don't know. I can't even comprehend.
But the search warrant says murder.
Hold on real quick. I'll be right back.
How do you get to the point where you could charge someone with that? I know cause of death is going to be huge, but the process of actually putting that down on a search warrant and what that means about where we are in the investigation.
Well, obviously, I'm not a part of this investigation, but what I would assume is when you try to get to that point, investigators, they suspect some sort of foul play took place. Maybe they're not releasing everything that they have right now to the media. So something has gone on to, they have reason to believe that a murder may have occurred. So the search warrant is going to ask to look for things at the home that is connected to what happened to this young lady.
One part of the body cam video that just stood out to me, and I don't think we got a chance to talk about this beforehand, but I know that Anthony Federline ran some sort of self-help website, and I think she was part of it as well. It was just an interesting interaction where the police officer is just trying to get information. He's working the overnight shift. I'm sure it's just okay, let's button this up, and she wouldn't answer about what she did for work. I just thought that was interesting. I don't know what you thought about it.
Yeah, and I don't know if she's afraid of the husband as well.
Right.
There could be just a lot more that we didn't see, or the officer just didn't know to ask for during that time because he's investigating one thing. So considering that the stepfather was arrested.
All right, I'm back. Thank you, N. Brighton, for being a member for 15 months. Much love, everyone, and hi, Jay. Hope things are well. They are very well. I cannot wait to go to Vegas and meet you guys. And you guys are going to be thrilled, I think, to meet the family, the Guilty family, all right? Mrs. Guilty, Baby Guilty, Mama Guilty, and me. Baby Guilty just screamed at the top of her lungs from across the house. She wants me to DoorDash her food. Can anyone take one guess at what she wants me to DoorDash right now? If you get it, come on. 5 memberships just got gifted by Lisa. If you receive that membership, thank you. Come on, guys. Take one guess what Baby Guilty wants me to get her for dinner. I'm waiting. Oh, come on. You don't know Baby Guilty at all, Jinx. What? Oh, man, I thought you guys you guys are crazy. Y'all are crazy. No. She wants sushi. She wants a California roll and a crap load of salmon. And I had to correct her with her salmon because she said salmon. And I said, honey, it's salmon. You don't pronounce the L. So she said, get me a shit ton of California roll and a shit ton of salmon. Yeah, right. I don't get that lucky. She had Panda Express for lunch today. I sent her a giant thing of Panda Express. Now we're DoorDashing sushi, salmon, she said. She did let me get away with pizza the other night, but it had to be the stuffed crust pizza, and she had to get a whole pizza for herself. Yes, I will stream from Vegas, but yes, she wants a California roll and a shit ton of salmon. All right, let's continue. Nobody got that right. Y'all are saying McDonald's? No, no, no. My mom knew. My mom said seafood. She has an expensive taste. That way, if she ever, whenever she starts dating, nobody's going to be able to keep up with her and she'll have to come back to me and ask me for stuff. I thought it was funny. Nobody's going to be able to, she's going to be an expensive date. We'll say that. All right, let's continue. Yeah, silent letters. All right, I had to cleanse the palate for a second. You guys know how much I love Baby Guilty. I'm going to play this for a second and order her some sushi, y'all. I ordered her a bunch of freaking... I shouldn't have to order again. Mom, tell them how much she eats in chat. How much and how many times a day she eats.
2 weeks later for sexual assault and, you know, everything else that's coming out of this, it could be a very real possibility that the wife is afraid of the husband and she was just really nervous. Yeah. And, you know, that was just her body's way of reacting and she just couldn't get that answer out.
Well, and you know, and to give her also just a little bit of grace, she was woken up in the middle, the middle of the night. You have a police officer at your door, and you're like,
you're not sure.
Right. You're not sure. And I go back to the day that Eve Rogers was found dead, and she's found dead in her bedroom. And the story goes that her mom, she says Eve typically doesn't sleep past 10, and it was 10:30, and she calls 911, and then, they end up finding, this young girl, dead, and the investigation's underway. But I just wonder, as a police officer, like when you're called to a house like that and you recognize the scene that's playing out here, and you also have in that home the stepfather, Anthony Federline, you have his wife, Eve's mom, you had, I believe, a 17-year-old was also in the house. Like, how do you control that scene, knowing the emotions of everything that's going around, knowing that you're going to need to gather evidence? And the truth is, you're also probably interacting with people, and in this case, allegedly Anthony Federline, that is going to be charged in connection to this case.
Well, like you said, I mean, that is very chaotic and it's going to be very emotional as well, because as a parent, you're going to want to get to your child. But also you have to preserve evidence. And so you're going to want to clear the scene. Everybody's going to have to leave the home. And if possible, have an officer there to stand by with each person. Different agencies do it different ways. Some of them will have the patrol officer begin that investigation with the
Thank you guys for your patience with me. I'm getting old, and just over the last 6 months, I can't see without lifting up my glasses. So I used to be able to see with my glasses, and now I can't read up close. So thank you guys again. Right? I did feed her a giant lunch today, and yes, what Baby Guilty wants, Baby Guilty gets. She eats like a man. My mom watches her, and she eat like literally every 2 hours. She eats a whole like pizza or a whole like Mama Pearl can't keep up with Baby Guilty. Just saying. Yeah, the mother even has the Soto look, right? Like the devil. I agree. All right, let's continue. Thank you, Lisa Durs, for the 5 Guilty of Crime memberships. I appreciate you, and I cannot wait to meet all you guys. Yes, everyone is guilty while gathering info. And guys, her mom is not a victim. I know how they're trying to play this down on Law and Crime, but her mom, in my opinion, is not a victim. Crazy Jane said she was not abused. If anything, she was abusing. She was bossy as... All right, let's continue. Thank you. I told you guys the internet's mad. Was I lying? I wasn't lying. The internet's mad, and I had to get, and I'm mad now. Now you've done pissed me off. All right, let's continue.
Initial interview, and some of them will have you hold tight until a detective gets there to start that initial interview with anybody that was in the house. And the best thing you can do is, like you said, preserve evidence as best as possible. Get everybody out of the house. Make sure that you have a clear crime scene. Get that crime scene tape up, make sure nobody enters it. And if anybody enters it, make sure you're keeping track of who's entering it and why, and only, for official reasons. You can't have just family and friends in and out of that area, because people are going to touch stuff. They're going to manipulate stuff. And even if they don't mean to, things like that can happen.
And DCF is investigating now in this case. It appears that they
I'm just going to wait till we're done here. I cannot order and do that at the same time because my being mad is going away and I got to have that passion. All right, I'll do that after. She's evil AF. Guys, there's people in here that came in late. You guys didn't even see the video with her and her daughter and her exploiting her, did you? Can you guys stay here for a few minutes so we can watch a little more of that video after? Let me know in chat. If not, then I'll go eat and stuff.
Were called in connection to the incident where we're seeing the body cam video, but it's still like not, and I say this is like publicly, there's still like not a lot of information as of yet, as far as like the total history. We know there may have been some calls, this and that, but like, what is the communication like at this point between DCF, which we all know in a lot of states, and Connecticut's faced some criticism for some other cases recently, like they're overwhelmed and there's a lot going on. What's that interaction like from the police side of it when you're trying to figure out the family history?
Well, they will have an investigator reach out to DCF and pull any time that the family has been in contact with DCF.
Yay. I love you guys.
Want all of that history. It doesn't matter how small the contact was, all the way back, all the way to most recent. And they're going to want to know why. They're going to want to look at how was that call cleared? Was anything founded? Was anything sustained? Or an unfounded?
You guys, I think by this time next year, we're going to have a lot bigger audience. So I bask in being able to talk to you guys and post these up. And like, it doesn't matter if you're a crime crew member or not. We interact with everyone. But I think when more people start to find the channel in the algorithm, there are going to be more people here. And I say that just because we try to put out information that either no one else has or in a way that no one else has. So you can watch somebody else, but then you're still going to watch me because my content is just different. All right. So I enjoy having you guys here. I love the one-on-ones, being able to talk to you. And yeah, you're on the right track. We'll see the reaction of her ass blind in prison, but they didn't even arrest her. Crime Con, Shannon. Crime Con's at the end of the month. It's May 29th through May 29th to the 31st. Thank you, Sylvette. Thank you for being here. All right, let's continue.
So they're going to want any and everything that they can find because, you always want to look at where could more have been done. And I understand that a lot of these agencies are overwhelmed and, some of them do the best that they can. And some of them cases get lost in the shuffle of things. So they're definitely going to have somebody assigned to that, pulling as much information as they can. And I'm, hopefully DCF will be very forthcoming and give them any and all information that they have as well.
Yeah, and it's just such a. It's hard to find words for this story, and it just seems like every new update that comes in, it's just so difficult to hear. Again, Eve Rogers' cause of death, we still don't know at this point, but Anthony Federline, her stepdad, facing some very serious charges, and we'll see if more charges are added to that. Lindsay McCall-Long, retired police officer.
Guys, it really is hard to talk about this case, and I can't imagine being a man that probably has wife and children having to discuss this topic and the details of it. All right. I just can't fathom it. I also wanted to show you guys a couple things, but I'm going to show you the, just a day ago. March, April. Okay. April 10th. Lawmakers in Connecticut have been pushing for homeschooling being dangerous and unregulated. Now, I want you to remember Eve's mom, Melanie, is saying that that's not true, that's not right, and that's not true. And they did just perfect job, and she loves them, and DCF was so good, and there was nothing to worry about. All right, I can't even believe she's saying that. You guys need to expose this lady. Let me put this up before I put the next video on. I want to show you what she said. Eve Rogers' mom, and this is coming from Truth Teller on X. All right, we're talking about this case. Eve Rogers found deceased after alleged abuse by her stepfather. Mimi, whose remains were discovered in New Britain in 2025, a 17-year-old autistic and intellectually disabled teen, prolonged abuse and neglect. I guess they're talking about what previously happened, and then they're talking about this. They're talking about the actual case and why the parents are treated as suspects while institutions are treated beyond. This is BS. This is talking about homeschool
involving a homeschooled child. This one, the death of a 12-year-old girl in Enfield. Unlike most states, Connecticut has no laws for oversight. Your chief political reporter, Susan Raff, is live in Hartford tonight, where there has been a fiery debate. Susan.
Erin, it's really not clear how many children in Connecticut are homeschooled because it's not kept track of. And in fact, it's not required. So those are some of the reasons why people are supporting proposals to make changes. But the question is, are these proposals capable of saving children? Eve Rogers was a 12-year-old who loved animals and the color pink. Her family says she stood up for what she believed in. But some may ask, who stood up for her? Eve was found dead in her bedroom. Police say she was raped by her stepfather, Anthony Federline.
The biggest concern is that currently,
I am really surprised that the mom is not a named suspect at this point, but that may be the case. And thank you, Cuff, you for putting some of those items up. Now, we talked about this in the last episode, or we only done one other episode, and we showed the list that the warrant found, and it includes electronics, clothing, bedding, medications, and personal items. Amongst were a tablet, a laptop, a journal, pills, and a cell phone. I wonder what they're going to find. All right. I hope this guy doesn't come in trolling. But hello, Charlie Kirk is dead. I don't know, my girl Tiff. You're right there with me. We want to get this out there. If you can also, when we're done with this, post this on your Facebook and all your platforms, that would be awesome. And I will do the same thing. All right. I'm going to share this out as much as I can to let people be aware about her mom, Melanie. All right. I'm going to show you in a second the video.
a parent can tell the district that they're going to homeschool their child, remove the child from school, or never bring the child to school at all. And then there is no check of any kind after that.
Eve was removed from Enfield Public Schools 4 years ago by her mother. Christine Gio, the state's child advocate, supports homeschooling changes. One proposal would require school districts to notify 2 state agencies when a child is removed from school. The other requires annual welfare checks. Gio feels this would make sure that a child is being educated, and maybe more importantly, if they're okay. Eve's death is the latest high-profile case. Mimi Torres Garcia, an 11-year-old New Britain child, was also homeschooled. She was found dead in a plastic bin last October. And police say when they rescued an emaciated man from a Waterbury home last year, he told them he had been held in captivity for more than 20 years. He was removed from school when he...
Now, I want you to see something real quick, and then I'm going to put the video with her and her daughter on, okay? Look at this. You guys came in late, then you didn't see any of this. Holly says, I'm surprised the mom's not in jail. Look at the mom advocating for homeschool. And you know why? I just realized that she's advocating for homeschool, Holly, and my girl Tiff, and Maggie, and everybody else in here, because she was able to do whatever she wanted with her daughter and have no repercussions until she turned up dead. Look at this. Look at her momster. She's a literal momster. She's saying that now that we have a minute to gather our thoughts, I've seen people trying to connect Evie being homeschooled to the idea that the school system failed her. That's not true. The Enfield Public Schools showed up for her in every way they could. Homeschooling was not a result of failure. It was a decision made for her individual needs. What? For the individual needs of your husband to rape her anytime that he wants to? For you to do things with her? For you to pimp her out? Is that what she's saying? Because that's what it looks like it's saying to me. She's going in to make an excuse about homeschooling. And she makes an excuse about this piece of shit monster up there that she's married to. That he didn't do it either. It was all her fault. This just makes me so mad because she was not on my radar until people started messaging me saying, Jay, look at this. Look at this mom here. She's not what she's cracked up to be. And she had us fooled as well. All right. She had these people donating and she had them fooled. Yep. Yep. The homeschool community needs to be, yes, aware of the things that are happening. But look at Holly, what you're saying versus what she's saying. You're saying they need to be aware, and she's saying homeschool is just fine the way it is. They're doing a fantastic job. That's what she's saying. All right. I know. I don't even, I can't comprehend, and I don't want to. I don't want to understand why they do this. I just want them to get locked up forever. All right, let me show you this. Take a look. If you guys came in late, you didn't see this at all. And I'm glad that it hasn't been taken down, because it will be after she sees this. She took all the videos down that had her and her pedophile husband grifting for money of her death, for her death. There's Melanie and there's Eve. All right.
You're smack in the middle of product making.
I hope that the product goes well.
Me too.
Let me see. Make sure I turn it up.
Yes, for entertainment purposes only. Alvin, you're next. Disclaimer.
No scratching.
So she was exploiting her daughter in this video and other videos. Now, the community, when they reached out, they also told me that there was one guy that wanted a reading by Evie, and he paid a large amount, but it was a very uncomfortable situation. And the mom let it happen for money. Now, I don't know, because I didn't watch the whole video, but let's watch this for a minute and see. I just want you guys to understand her mom and look at her Eve's cognitive, how she works cognitively.
She's got a dog in her lap. Being a dog. He's a silly puppy.
Yes, he's a silly puppy. I'm welcome to that.
Don't look at me. I did not even invite him, and he just wants to get on me. For everyone's entertainment, what is emerging from your connection with HM? What do you mean by that? I thought you severed that connection. And why is this for our entertainment?
Now, again, I want you to realize that, hold on. I want you to realize that I don't know exactly where it is in this video, but the fact that, and if you know, Crazy Jane, let me know. The fact that the $100, which is very unusual, they don't have a lot of people in the community. And what they're doing is they went straight to begging for money after her death and telling the community lies. So I just want you to see them interacting and what she's saying versus her not knowing anything. She's psychic and she can read tarots and repair, do Reiki and repair your energy. But she didn't know her daughter was being.
Did we unsever that connection?
Hi, Angela.
Okay. Anthony's floating around here somewhere.
Anthony.
Come out, wherever you are.
The pedo.
He's probably playing with Jax at the same time.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I had to show him how to find it.
Did you? You had to show him where to find it?
On the other side in a while.
Did you show him where to find your toy? She does have a look about her where her eyes are just dark and deep, right? There's nothing behind her eyes. I know. Sorry about that. You did get a gifted membership. Yay. Sorry about the camera. I don't know why it does that. All right, let's continue. Yep. Thank you. And you could say whatever you want in here about the mom. I don't care. It's your opinion. She's disgusting. She's human.
Well, look at you. I'm actually not mad about that. I feel like
a pig, a disgusting monster.
I feel like y'all separated with a healthy conversation. And if she chose to come back and fight, that's passion. That's love. So I'm not mad about that. You deserve somebody that would fight for you.
Disgusting.
I feel like I have housekeeping, and I feel like that's kind of what y'all just did, was you kind of aired out all your dirty laundry and cleaned up what was left over from whatever baggage you kind of brought to the relationship. And so now
she's pissing me off, guys.
It's a little bit different. It's like a new beginning. I have the seed. It's a new beginning. And I feel like something new is able to grow from this. So I don't see this. Like, I would instantly normally be like, oh, we're doing this again. Like, no, I'm not getting that at all. I feel excited.
Now, I tried to find the video with Anthony and her mom, Melanie. Yes, Deborah, she does. And you know what? Puerca. She's a pig. Yes, Mrs. Piggy. You know what? She looks much different and she looks much more desperate and she looks like a complete scam artist. Yes, Scud Missiles. You can see the essence of her much better when you're watching the YouTube channel versus like just seeing a picture where she tries to look cute, even though they both have dark eyes and they both have blue eyes, but it's so dark. It's like void of life. And even her, look at her right down there. Look at that. They look evil. I hope she is. They're kind of alluding to that in the law and crime video. Who would be arrested and what's next? Thank you. You know what? I got to thank the community for reaching out to me, because if it weren't for the community that knows and supported this piece of garbage, I wouldn't have known about that. All right, let's continue. I'm going to watch a little more of this. I want to see how Miss Piggy is. Again, we don't body shame or any of that. We're not trying to do that, but I'm just giving you guys, we're just getting it out how we feel. Why is she even sitting there? What is she doing with her?
And I feel like it's like you get to start fresh because you handled all the housekeeping, right?
You didn't handle your house.
Something can grow. And I have this thread. I think this is like whatever is meant to happen is supposed to happen. Like you're following your inspiration here. Just like you guys are tied together somehow. Which makes sense to me because I kind of felt that before.
Come on.
So I guess I'm just not that surprised. But I don't think that it's a bad thing. It's not Anthony saying of like, don't take your ex back. This is different. So let's pull some tarot to go with that.
All right, sushi's ordered, my friends.
I'm trying not to make her work too hard.
No, it's okay.
Well, you can pull as many cards as you want, but at least one.
5 of Cups.
That makes me
fucking scammers.
You should be fought for it.
It's hard for me not to cuss right now, guys. I'm sorry.
Yes. Okay. So you start with the Ace of Pentacles, and now I have the 9 of Pentacles. And this is building an abundant life together. And it's funny, like, okay, I need to just tell you what I have going on in my head.
BS.
Pentacles is growth. This is growth together, like building a home together, building a life together, building abundance together.
That's all she said for the last like 40 minutes. And I wonder, Crazy Jane says, I was a member of their channel and I canceled the membership. I didn't want to give them any money. I started to get the creeps just around Christmas. I was still subscribed. I was totally conned. You and other people as well, Crazy Jane. You're not even the person that reached out to me or people that reached out to me. And look at it, we've got a member in here that knows that not only is this lady a scam artist, but she's a momster, and she's more than likely involved in the murder and raping of her daughter. Now, the cause of death hasn't been determined yet because the medical examiner found they found sexual trauma, and they started going over that. And they don't have a cause of death. It's not strangulation. They don't know if it's an overdose of pills. They don't know. They just don't have a COD yet. I want to know too, and I promise I'll let you guys know as soon as I do.
Along those lines, this has the potential. Now, it's not a guarantee, but it's something. And I feel like the commitment in self.
Why does she even have her daughter on here, Crazy Jane? What is she doing with her? Like, is she using her to bring in men? I don't understand what she's doing.
So you're good, Alvin. You're going to be fine. Is it going to be forever? I don't know. And I never promise anybody that anyway. But I think enjoy this. Enjoy this. Just enjoy it. Whatever it looks like. Keep talking. Keep communicating. One problem at a time. I'm not mad. Yeah, you're not mad. It's okay. It's okay to be happy. I feel like I need to tell you.
I really wanted to find a video with all three of them, but this lady, momster, took the videos down.
Tastes good, just so we know. Yeah. So you don't have to test out yourself.
Wait, was she bite on the chair?
How did you manage that?
Because the chair is broken.
I don't know if you're at school. I don't remember. Maybe it's school. It kind of looks like a classroom. But I also have a 9 of Pentacles, so
I hate the school chairs.
that looks like our kitchen chairs, our dining rooms.
I once got my hand stuck in a classroom chair, and I hate it.
How did you manage that?
Because the chair is broken, sort of.
Oh.
It was like second grade.
Did it hurt?
Yeah, it bled a bit.
Did you tell anybody?
Yeah, the teacher really helped me. Okay. It was a nice teacher.
Did you tell anybody? You better not have told anybody. I've had 21 mediums that said I have one medium that said anything accurate and that nobody would know. Most are scamming. Agreed, Wild Wanderer. Agreed. But that's not even the I don't even care at this point. I don't care about her scamming whatsoever. I care about the fact that she should also be arrested for this crime. Yeah, no COD, none of that. All right, who watches that crab? She's not a tarot reader. She's fraudulent, and she looks disgusting. And they don't even have that many people. I don't know how I don't even know how they had members or what. Maybe like 50 of them were paying. I think they only have like 86 members, and I wonder if people just unsubscribed like crazy. Look, that only had 82 views, guys. All right, let's continue. I just want to see some more. And then I'll go.
What were you eating?
The chair.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
Black in your mouth from it.
Oh man,
don't do that.
I just like because of the texture.
I know.
It
That's why I asked.
is.
Like, you're probably eating something that's not food.
Yeah, the chair texture was good.
Chairs taste good, just so we know.
Yeah.
So you don't have to test out yourself. All right. So here's a card that Evie pulled. You can see she looks
okay. There we go. Now Evie.
And
Now she's there.
Why is time passing by? I feel like we're mastering something.
Oh, not on this.
Are you struggling in school?
Oh, she's struggling at
Are
home.
you not focusing enough on your classes because you're distracted by other things?
Oh, you think? Like your toys? Nasty.
I feel like you're only focused on like one thing.
You think?
I don't know what that one thing is.
Maybe it's getting graped at night where she's trying to actually sleep so that she can do her work. But instead, she's got to go to the liquor store or the store at 2 a.m. and steal an energy drink. Her mom is so fraudulent. It's disgusting. I can't wait to get straightened out so I can get food, good friends over 25 years were on my account when I was in the hospital. Oh, prayers to you, Sister Karen. I hope you get all of it back. I don't know how that happened or what, but prayers. And thank you, my girl Tiff, for sharing this. This lady needs to be plastered everywhere. She's a freaking fraud. And it's not just a fraud. I don't even care. At this point, I wouldn't even care if she stole money from me. It's the little girl that had to endure all of the things that we talked about earlier.
Okay. But I do feel like you are mastering something.
You think? Fucking bitch. Look, she's thinking real hard about that there.
You feel it feels like you're trying to make progress, but you're also very, very defensive. Like even your energy to me is very defensive. And it's funny because I'm seeing this 9 of Pentacles, but I'm feeling the energy entirely differently. Like I feel like all of these spears and shit she's got going on behind her chair are going to come out and like shank me or something. And I wonder if you feel like,
wow,
I don't know how comfortable you feel in this school, but you feel very defensive and you feel very stressed out. And it seems like you're doing a lot of things alone. Like, I don't know if you study alone, if you work on things alone, if you're not making the type of like friends you hoped to make in school, and you're not getting enough sleep.
Guys, I want you to realize that she's victim blaming. She's victim blamed the entire time. Okay. That's why people reached out to me and said, you got to do this, Jay. You got to cover this. Her mom exploited her. She exploited her when she was alive, and she exploited her death, and she stole a bunch of money. And you guys know, I read it earlier to what happened. Actually, you know what? While I have them on there, let me just read it straight through because I didn't read it straight through. Let me tell you the message that I got. This is what prompted me. All right. There's some information on the Eve Rogers case that YouTube channels are not aware of, largely regarding the character of her mother, Melanie Federline. That's a woman you see next to her. I'm writing this hoping that my contact information will remain confidential, of course. All right. Now, in the fall, let's go back to 2025. On that channel we're watching, Grounded Fire YouTube channel, Melanie began asking her subscribers for donations. She asked them to be sent directly to her to help her local warming center. At that time, she stated that when the fundraising campaign was complete, that she'd do a video showing her making the donation. There was never a video, and there was never any record of any donations made by Melanie or Grounded Fire. Now, let's move forward. All right, we got Grounded Fire live that we're watching, and we've got Grounded Fire Shadow and Soul Revolution. She's got more YouTube channels. I didn't even realize that till just now. The video posted that I showed you guys earlier talks about their daughter. After the daughter died, it says video description, tonight isn't a regular live stream. We just want to come on, be with you, and talk about Evie. There's no structure, no performance, no expectations. Just a space to sit together, share, remember, and feel whatever's here. If you've been part of this community, you already know that this is more than a channel. It's a place where we show up as we are. And right now, this is where we are. You're welcome to just listen, share memories, send love, or sit quietly with us. Us is Anthony and her. Evie's dead at this point. Thank you for being here with us. It means more than we can put into words. Now give me money. Then the GoFundMe goes up. She asks her friend to put GoFundMe up. She puts it up for $4,000, and she's insistent that she makes it, increases it to $10,000. That happens. Almost all the costs of the fund were donated. She was ultimately cremated, and that was donated. Everything was donated for the family for Eve's funeral, cremation, flowers, but the funds were still deposited into a personal bank account by Melanie. Now, almost all true crime channels mention the website and memberships like we do on this channel, right? hit the like button, subscribe, get a membership. Melanie, the lady, the momster you see on there, is a person who created the website and the YouTube channel and the angel number memberships and the fees. She also charged $10 a month for a blog that she began chronicling her journey at a cost, only $10 a month. Her mom is profiting from Eve's rape and possible murder. All right. Now, shortly after Eve's death, Melanie and Anthony went live on this channel and talked about Eve. Now we look back and it's deleted. And Melanie repeatedly assured the community that Eve died peacefully in her sleep. But her main focus of the entire live was to please donate to GoFundMe. Anthony, who's now arrested, spoke very little during that live stream. Now, that video, along with several others that were created in the 3 months leading up to Eve's death, were removed from the channel after Anthony's arrest. And Melanie, the mom, she maintained to all of her followers and her community that no longer supports her that Anthony's innocent and he never touched Eve. She also maintains that the police are lying and not telling the truth. This person signed this as we all feel manipulated and deceived by Melanie. It's my hope that this information will shine a light on the type of person Melanie is. And I hope we did that today with this episode. All right, so we need justice. I can't even believe we've been here for 2.5 hours now. I thought this was going to be maybe an hour and a half to present it, but okay. So under your scars, you got to go back to the Melanie Soto case. They do everything they need to do prior to the cremation. So they treated this case as an essay and graping right off the bat. When the medical examiner saw her vaginal area and her anal area, I guess they talked about, her anal area was inflamed, and vaginal area, it wasn't the way it should have been for a 12-year-old. The moment they saw that, they started investigating, and they took DNA swabs from the stepfather, the brother, and other various people. That's why they got all that before cremation. Now, remember, they don't have her mom, Melanie, as they don't have her arrested or anything. So right now, she's a victim. She's a victim. She wants your money, and she's a victim. Mom cremated her, of course. Of course. Make it make sense. You can't. All right, guys. I do hope so as well. So let's get that, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and share this on your platform. I will do so as well. We want justice for Eve, and we want to expose this evil momster. She gave her statement, and she assured everybody one thing, and she's a lying liar. Poor Eve. Her wee hair also looks so uncared for. Absolutely heartbreaking. Haven't caught alive in months. UK here, can't sleep. My brand new hip, being in pain. Thanks for covering. First I've heard. Well, Lynn, thank you for coming all the way from the UK. Prayers for you, and I hope that you begin to ease into the pain. All right. Good night, Colleen. Wild Wanderer, please share. Justice for Eve. You got it. Hashtag arrest Melanie Federline. All right, guys. Love you guys. I'm out of here. 2 hours and 33 minutes. I'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you. Have a good night. This is hard to digest, so please go do whatever you need to do to cleanse the palate. All right. Possibly. They said 1 to 3 days prior to her death. It could have been that night. Could have been that morning. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Love you guys. And thank you all for everything that you do every night. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
guilty of crime?
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty of crime?